Anyway.
Yeah, we should.
Tyler, you gotta grab a note.
The laptop's all the way over here. That's rolling. We're rolling. We're rolling.
He needs his answer, though. What's a pop?
What's a pop?
Okay, so a pop, traditionally, is like pop. You hear how it's not like clipping like crazy? Because I got this big puff ball on here.
Yeah.
And I use a lot of words that start with P or T or K or P. So it's like pop.
Okay.
Or Peter Pecker.
I know what it is. I just didn't know what caused it.
Yeah.
So
and you put your mic a little closer. Put your mic a little closer.
Yeah. So you're telling me I just don't pronounce my ps as much?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Talk more from the gut.
We were just setting up, and we got 4 people on the pod today, which is a new record for the FTD podcast. There's 4 people on the podcast. We got 2 gaming headsets from 2007. They suck.
No,
these Razer headphones suck so bad. I can barely hear what's going on. I barely can hear.
It feels like 2 tin cans attached to my head right now.
Oh, I got a level.
No, dude, those are good. Those are good.
It's so loud. That's why it sounded so bad. I got a level adjustment on here. It was wrong. Yeah, so you guys want some beers?
Yes.
What do you want?
Absolutely delightful.
Let me do the Milky Way. That's the stout, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try
The
that.
trophy
Tyler,
one pint?
you're gonna have to grab that last one if you want it.
Okay, I do want it. Oh, you guys are having one too?
Yeah. There's only 4 of
The
them.
trophy Milky Way
Milk
stout. Who
Stout,
brought
baby.
these? Who brought these?
That would be me.
So
Trophy's best beer.
Oh,
I like this because we've both.
Wait, has everybody tried it? I didn't want to try it.
yeah.
I'm already halfway
I-
done
I-
with mine.
Yeah, we're already good.
Ew. I'm just kidding. I like this because you guys have both been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
So it's not like your first time, and we can do like a
Okay.
I think we can
Get
do
right into it.
It's also so much better now with this microphone stand. Me not having to worry about, like, I need to talk right into the microphone with 0.3 millimeter distance away.
Famously, Cameron came on to have his first episode on the podcast and didn't talk into the microphone. He famously whispered.
Wasn't his the most famous?
His was for sure the most famous.
My God.
Really?
Yours was the worst.
Nick, you got to step it up.
There's been a couple people.
All I'm saying is I got some holes in my socks. And I've got a clear view. I can get you some views on this video.
You're going to need some holes in your shoes, player.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Wait, get to my my little headset up a little bit.
Turn your headset up.
Yeah, just a little bit.
How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, I turned up Cameron's.
Yeah. I was like,
check that out. How's that?
yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. I can sort by the views. Most viewed. Our most viewed one was our relationships one.
Oh, yeah, that was a really good one.
And then second most viewed, called Crazy Fast Food Experience. That was when we were talking about Let Me Eat Your Booty.
Meet your booty.
Third is Adam. And fourth is Cameron.
Ooh,
Wow.
wow.
I've been surpassed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
by
man.
Adam. And it's so funny.
And the Eat Your Booty guy.
Eat your booty. Yeah, we had 2 solo pods on first and second.
I feel like that's good, though. I feel like you guys are growing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're huge. We're
Oh,
huge.
yeah, gigantic. 2.9 thousand views on the biggest one. We're kind of growing and we're getting big.
All right, can I be honest?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There
dude,
is-
are you
I have-
kidding me, dude?
I have one request.
What?
There's one
Freaking
thing.
ripped one. Smells terrible.
I'm sorry.
Can I
You
be
weren't
honest?
gonna be honest about that.
Can I be honest? I shit my pants.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything about it, but I wasn't going to.
Dude, just lean
Deny.
the other way a little
I feel
bit.
like my mic is too low.
There is one thing that I would like to see on the pods more often.
Oh, yeah?
Okay.
Don't know how viable it would be, seeing how there's a very low commenter engagement.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not that big of a deal.
But I think a neat neat little feature would be like if you asked a question on the pod, and then like posted it on your Instagram or something,
and the people could
and like while you're
Ooh, that's a good
live,
one.
and you could have them call in.
that would be cool.
Anonymous
and, like, give their
submissions.
thoughts.
Well, we got all this stuff set up to have people call in.
Yeah.
We can put one
I
out
feel
right
like
now.
you gotta like
Yeah, definitely
Incentivize
put one
it.
out. See if anybody
I
calls
can
in.
put one out. I don't have all the gear set up, but I can put one out.
Put it out.
you could like post it on your story for the FTD Instagram or
100% Adam's gonna call in. All right, let's do it right now. This is interesting.
That's a good idea, Nick. I like that.
Take the photo.
I want to see all my homies make it.
You want to gas us out too?
It's part of the experience.
That's crazy.
You paid for this.
I did. Oh my god.
Are you posting your number?
Yes.
That's fine. That's
dox
fine.
himself.
No, it's fine.
You need a work
This
phone.
is gonna come out a couple days from now, so it'll be fine. Nobody will know, except for the people who actually look at it.
Or save the number?
I'm just
Sure.
gonna post.
He's gonna get a lot of feet pictures. Sent
All
to
right,
him.
hold on.
I'm gonna get the logistics sorted.
Oh!
Did I unplug? No.
No, we're good. We're good. We're
I
good.
want to mute myself.
Uh-oh.
All right. How you boys been doing since the last time we did this?
Not too bad.
Yeah, not too
Not too
bad.
bad.
Can't complain.
I will have to say, I think I speak for both me and Cameron that this pod inspires us quite a bit in our everyday life.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, and what is it? What does it inspire you to do?
Get my shit together.
The
Yeah.
hard rights.
Hey, dab me up, bro.
Yeah, you dab him up. You told me that.
What's up?
What?
The hard rights.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
I
about.
was just talking about that with Nick this morning. It's you in the back of my head whenever I just don't want to do something, like, for example, go to the gym or whatever it may be. All I can hear is Gus in the back of my head saying, easy wrong, hard right.
Oh, yeah.
Hard right.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this.
That's what I'm talking about.
I love the pink headphones.
This is
That's
calling
awesome.
the podcast. We're live right now. This is so interesting because it's 7. Okay, I posted it 7 seconds ago.
How many followers does the Instagram have right now?
82.
Oh, that's not bad.
But the only issue, and this is kind of maybe a little bit of an issue, we only have 4 inputs, and one of them is the phone.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna and it's right now. It's on Nick's input. So
See
Get
ya.
sacrificed.
I can lean over to
Yeah,
Gus's.
yeah, lean over
Yeah,
and talk
yeah.
in with Gus's, 'cause you'll be able to hear it still. But
So we can do a little duo action.
that's interesting. I like that idea. I like it so much that we're doing it right now.
That makes me feel very happy.
What else? Oh, your surprise.
Oh, my surprise. Were you talking about this?
Yeah.
My very nice surprise.
Yeah,
Yes, I
Ron?
had to give a gift to the From the Depot podcast in the whatever. What is it officially called? Is it just a mic stand? Is there an official name for it?
Yeah, it's
the
called.
boomstick.
The bones.
Christmas never ends.
Yeah, he called me right when we got back from Mexico, and he was like, "By the way, don't tell Gus. I got a surprise. It's a microphone
Yeah, what's the
stand."
deal with that, by the way?
What?
Don't tell me.
I wanted it to be a surprise.
And then Gus was
Heard
like,
ya.
"I heard that from the other side of the room."
Wait, I know I told you to turn me up, but turn me down.
Okay.
I'm not ready to turn up yet.
But yeah, I know I've been brought up multiple times about not being good at holding the microphone in front of me, so figured I'd solve the problem for myself and anybody
You
else
got tired
who
of being the
also
meme.
has the same
That's
issue.
true. Just about everyone, pretty much.
Yeah, Griffin had a little bit of issue with it.
Not this guy, though.
Nick
had
was
my
pretty
moments.
This
good.
guy's
I
like
had
a
my
robot.
moments.
Yeah.
He's swallowing the mic over.
Nick is funny every time he gets on the podcast because he's so quiet in the beginning. He's like, just like,
It takes
yeah.
me. It takes me a couple beers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was working at.
He's more of a second half player.
He comes in hard. He comes in hard by the end. We looked at. We went and watched Adam's episode, And in the beginning, he's like sitting up erect, and by the end, he's so he's so
gone,
comfortable in the couch. He's like he's absorbed it completely into the couch.
How many beers did he have over the entire podcast?
Yeah,
Do you
lot.
know?
That was the most beers I've ever had on a pod.
That was the most beers because he was like, I think we need to get more beers. We're running out of beers. And I was like, dude, do you know how many beers we had in here when we started?
Like a 24 pack.
And he's like, man, I think you're right. How many is that per person? We calculated it was like, we had way too many.
There was a dozen beers in
And
there.
that was
8 of them went
that was
to
the
Adam.
night of the Ichibuti.
That was the Ichibuti.
That was the Ichibuti night.
But that was after the pod.
Yeah, that was after.
Yeah, yep.
Hey, girl, let me eat your booty.
Let me eat your booty.
Dang. We're starting off right. Swear to God, Tyler's got 10 points. I think I got 5 points. Kimmer's got 5 points.
Mhm.
Nick's got 3, but he's a second half player. He's a second half player.
I like how these are all tangled up
I know.
so bad.
Why are there so many cords going to these headphones?
Because it's a gaming headset.
Yeah, it's got the USB, it's got the
everything,
microphone.
really. And it's a universal, so it's kind of got the universal
Fascinating.
inputs there.
So, I don't know about you guys. I had a really strange day today.
I feel strange as well.
I
Go
got
on.
up. I was on Facebook Marketplace like I normally do in the mornings. That and Instagram Reels. But I was on the Facebook Marketplace and I saw this advertisement for like a liquidation sale of all these plastic cases, like the Pelican cases with the foam on the inside. They're not the Pelican brand, but they're like the same thing. And I looked up where they were at. And it was like 40 minutes away. And I was trying to find a rifle case. So I'm like, I'm just going to get on the bike and see if I can fit a rifle case on the back of the bike. They're $15 for the rifle cases and $5 for all the other cases.
Hang on, I got a question.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
What do they usually go for? I have no idea what the
A lot.
typical price
Like-
of a rifle case is.
$100.
Yeah, you spend like $100.
Okay.
So and these apparently were MSRP of like $299 or something like that. So I was like, I'm going out there. And when I get there, it's like this weird strip mall with a post office is the biggest thing in the strip mall, and everything else is like weird stores. And I'm reading the Facebook ad, and it's like we're behind the post office, and I'm like riding my motorcycle like around the building, and I see like a bay door open, and like a couple people kind of around the bay door. So I park at the post office and I walk back there, and I like point at a guy that's just standing there, and he points. He's on the phone, and I'm like, I don't want to just walk in the bay door. I don't know what's going on. And I point at the guy, and he points into the garage thing, or it's like a garage door, you know, but like a warehouse on the inside. And so I just walk in because he pointed me in. I just felt like I got permission. I walk in, and there's like this. It's super dark. It's big. Like it's really tall ceilings, and it's maybe like 30 by 60 feet, or maybe like 40. But it's big.
Do you know what
room.
it is normally?
No,
Is it just meant to hold
I
rifle
think it's
cases?
just
or?
no. I think it's just they didn't just have the rifle cases. They had like old toys and like an old circular saw and a bunch of like tubing. It's like a surplus sale,
Like a
kinda
liquidation sale.
thing.
Kind of
It was like a liquidation sale, and I was walking in, and everybody, like, there was like the weirdest things for sale. It was so dark and hot in there, and I kind of find, all of a sudden I see like a wall of these cases. I'm like, what am I doing? And there's this like younger guy. He's probably in his like mid-20s, and he's like, so those back there don't have foam in them. These do, and these are the bigger ones. And I'm like, thanks, man. Like, I appreciate it. And I'm just like looking around, and then I'm starting to look at this like pile of them, and he's like, just FYI. He like comes up behind me and scares me. And he's like, just FYI, that is my pile.
What?
Yeah, he's like,
He was a shopper?
yes.
How many cases were there? How many cases
There
were
was-
in his pile?
There was like 7.
Did you? Did you ask him if he had bought him yet?
No, I was like,
My now got to.
he was like, so these are some good ones.
Are you still stinking it up? What is going on?
It's the Milky Way.
I cooked some Korean food for my dad and stepmom the other day, and
why am I next to this guy?
Wait, the other day.
the other day, and it's still just running through me.
Oh my god, dude!
I'm so
That is
sorry,
So
bro.
stinky. This is silent stinky guy over here.
I was trying my best just to listen.
He's focused too hard.
So
Yeah, so-
this guy, like, when he told you about which cases were which cases, was he just like, was he standing still in one spot like he should have been there, or did he look like he was looking around?
Dude was on a
Get a name
ladder.
tag.
No, he was literally on a ladder, like cutting boxes open, looking at cases. Like he was trying to find all the best cases, and there was hundreds of cases. So he was looking through so many of them. The worker that worked there was like this really skinny white guy with long hair. And then there was this like the bigger guy who had pointed me in the beginning. I'm like walking around with a case in my hand, and he's like, "Hey buddy, come over here." And I'm like, "Oh no." He like pulls me in. He's like, "Over there, if you look at the boxes that aren't opened yet, those cases still have the foam in them. Just FYI." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's where I got."
Dude.
I was like, "That's where I got mine." He's like, "Okay, just making sure you're hooked up, making sure you got the best deal." I'm like, "It's $5."
People, what's wrong with these people?
So and then I don't know where to buy it. I'm like walking around this warehouse, like I don't know how to buy my case.
Walk out.
I was about to walk out, and then I like find this back room, and I like poke my head in the back room, and I'm like, "Where do I buy this?" And she's like, $5. I'm like, "Okay." And I just pull $5 out of my wallet, give it to her,
$5 on the ground,
and then I
You
just
just show it to her.
yeah.
I strapped it to my bike, and then I was like recording I had my GoPro on my helmet, fell off
Hold on.
while I was recording.
Wait, so you were recording in the sale? Or are
No,
you talking
I was
about
recording
afterwards?
my way home.
Oh, okay.
My GoPro
Okay.
fell off my helmet.
You should have recorded the sale.
I almost did. I recorded a little bit inside, but I felt so awkward in there. It was so weird in there. I was like high stress. And they had like a lot of really
High
good
tempo.
deals on stuff. Like they had all these little bags and stuff, but they were the goofiest bags.
How big was the case that you got?
Was it a rifle case or a pistol case?
It's not even anything. It's just a case with it's just a case with a handle. It's got a little valve on it so that you can let the air in and out, and it's got the little pin locks. I probably put something in there. Maybe I won't put anything in there. Maybe I'll throw
So
it
you
out.
did-
It was $5.
Puts a pen.
Yeah, when you
right-
left, you said you were going to buy a case for your gun.
Yeah, they didn't have
bit to the
they
expos.
they didn't have any left that were like gun size. They had some that were like gigantic
Yeah.
guns. Like if you had the biggest gun they ever made, you might
Put
want
a
it.
mini gun in
The
there.
It had wheels
the
on it.
Gustav gun.
It had wheels on it. But anyway, I did that, and then I rode home. I got McDonald's for lunch
What?
because I thought it was breakfast time. I was like so sure it was breakfast time.
Don't they
I
do
rolled-
all day breakfast?
They didn't. Well, maybe I didn't. I didn't really look too hard. I just ordered a Big Mac.
Big Mac. That's a good sandwich.
What time of day was this?
Noon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right at lunchtime.
I'm thinking a Big
Yeah.
Mack at 9 a.m. You're a little crazy.
No, I thought it was breakfast, so
Yeah,
I was
I'd
gonna
take
go
a
in.
Big Mac at 9 a.m. any day.
Really?
Swear to God. I'll take Thousand Island up the butt. Swear to God. Sorry.
For $1 billion?
For $1 billion.
Billy?
Easy, bro.
Oh.
Fill me up. Are these real constellations? Nah, they ain't.
Excuse me.
What?
Yo, the king, you feel me?
So I haven't got any responses yet.
Has anybody viewed it yet?
Let me see. Yes. Nate and some guy named Ivan.
Come on, Ivan.
We believe in you.
Oh, 10 missed calls?
Do not disturb.
Oh, too bad I didn't get any calls today.
Why would Nate call in? That's kind of stupid.
Well, he didn't. He just viewed the story.
I know, but he didn't call in.
Oh, why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
He's he's got that mental disorder.
He's got the floating shelves to
He's
work
got
on.
mesothelioma. Bad. Stage 4.
Man, that's the funniest picture. I'll post it on I'll put it on when I first said it. But yeah, this is the first time we've gotten 4 people on. I'm borrowing a microphone.
This is the stinkiest the pod's ever been, I'll tell you what.
Are you still farting right now?
No.
He is doing something
Yo.
over
I was
here.
just pointing out the extendo you got on your headphones to Cameron.
What extendo?
Oh, yeah.
You got one too.
Yeah, he does. You got the fold down.
At least I look like a fighter pilot. Sort of. Maybe a maybe a
Yo,
special
look at
fighter
Tyler's
pilot.
ear
Yeah,
cups.
the
You look like you
special
do
ops.
Your
18-wheelers.
ear cups are like flaking off.
You know why they're called 18-wheelers?
Why?
They got 17 wheels.
Dang, bro.
Okay, non.
Yeah, General None.
Oh my gosh. We're eating pizza. We order pizza, and I get Gus's dad. I knew he wanted pizza because he said last night he wanted pizza. So I called him and I was like, "Hey, are you still thinking about Marco's Pizza?" And he's like, "I mean, you can go get it if you want it." I'm like he was saying it as if
Like you're a grown man, make your own
yeah,
decisions.
yeah, he was saying it like that. Like, don't ask me for pizza. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to take your order. Like, what do you want? And he's like, oh, in that case, I'll have a gluten-free deluxe. And so I order him a pizza. And he comes over. And earlier that day, today, we're over here in the depot. He's working on getting a bathroom installed over there. And he's like, I want some White Claws. Are you going to the stores anytime soon? And we're like, we can. And so we go to get the White Claws, and I'm like, we come back, and I'm like, Nick, go give him the White Claws. And you give him the White Claws.
I told him I was DoorDash for Mr. Strauss.
You said that. That's why when he came over later, he was like, the guy from Superman delivered my White Claws
beers.
and he pulled up the most whack looking dude
Like
from
Neanderthal
Like
looking.
straight up early
It's like,
human.
doesn't he
The
look
only
exactly
correlation
like
we
him?
had was facial hair.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, that's him.
That's
He
him.
looks just
Look at
like him.
Look at him.
Then
General
he pulled up
Zod.
Fred Flintstone.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't even believe it.
Uncanny. Swear to God. Did you just rip one?
I was trying to. I haven't yet.
What's going on?
I'm trying to
Wanna
get
be
one
like
out.
me
I'm
for
getting a
real?
little bit built up. Do you ever get in a
Uh-oh.
situation where you don't want to fart and then you get like so built up?
No, not really.
I get
All the
built.
time.
You do it? You
All
do
the
it?
time.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't want to fart?
You don't want to fart in the situation, whatever it is. Like it's somewhat professional or like there's certain people or like when I used to go on like out with a girl that I didn't already like fart in front of and stuff.
Or sit
I
next to
always be
Gus
farting.
knowing that
I
he's going to
always-
call out every single one of them.
I always be farting. Bro, if they didn't stink as bad as they do, I wouldn't be calling them out. But those bad boys are some stinkers. And they linger.
Stinker.
You got this.
I don't think I hold it.
No, I always let them roll.
The only time that I won't is if like, so for example, if I'm like sitting at work or something and someone's like leaning over my desk, also looking at something, I'm not gonna let it out when they're 6 inches from me.
Nah, dude.
But
Low and
How
slow.
sweet of you.
Low and slow.
How thoughtful.
Yeah.
I just let it linger up to them.
Do you remember when? Do you
Is
remember
that
when
what
we
you
were
do at work?
small?
How small we talk?
You remember when we were small? You were in like elementary school, and the teacher would lean over you to show you something, and you would see your knockers.
Whoa.
Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Did that never happen to you guys?
Ah, dude, my mom was my teacher.
Yeah, that.
At one point, I may have had a suckle or two. But that was way back in the day. That was way back in the day.
You have a certain teacher in mind.
Whoa.
Is this what you're bringing
Is it
up?
Gus's mom?
Yeah, wait a second, bro.
No, I remember a couple teachers that would just lean over to show you something, and their boobs would be right in your face, and you'd be like,
Oh, wow.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, you didn't know why it was affecting you because you were so little.
How little are you?
Like
are you
elementary
talking?
school.
What grade?
Oh, wow.
Probably like second, third grade. Or maybe the first third grade.
Wait, what?
The first third
I
grade.
can't remember which
How many
one it
thirds
was.
did you have?
Sure, you
Three.
went at a strip club?
I did a lot of third grades. Do you remember? There was
Were
always
you
a
at
couple
school?
kids. There was always a couple kids who skipped, or like they had to repeat grades, and it was like first grade. Like, how do you fail first grade?
I took preschool twice.
Ooh, that's sad, dude.
Well, it was
You don't
like
even
that's
do
supposed
anything
to
in-
happen.
because it was like I got
Wait,
the
really?
weird birthday,
But you
so
don't
it's like
fail preschool.
no, it's like it was either
Yeah.
I would be the oldest in my class or the youngest in my class. So my mom just held me back one more year. So I, would
I
be
was
like the
the-
oldest.
Dang.
I was the same because I'm September, you're August.
Yeah.
So we're like,
Yeah, I got the same deal going. Oh, good.
oh my
Did your mom hold you back in preschool?
No, I was powered forward.
Go
No,
to your
but the
room.
kids who
I was
like
a power forward.
the kids who failed first grade and second grade, I was always just like, I remember there were twins. There was twins in my first grade class, and then my second grade class, only one of them was in the class. One of them failed. So they're like born the same day, same genetics. One of them failed
Same
first grade.
wavelength.
Ooh.
One of them won first grade. And now they're
Superior
then
twin by
for the
far.
rest of their college or school career, they're a year apart.
But
That's
they're
bad, dude.
twins.
That's
They're
bad.
twins,
Yeah.
Diego and Lucas.
Oh.
No way.
You remember them?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought they were in the same grade.
I think one of them failed.
I
I think Diego failed.
I can see that.
I forgot you went to that school.
I didn't remember them in elementary school, but I knew them in middle school.
Middle school.
Yeah, Eastcorn.
They went there too?
Yeah.
They're in
went
the
to-
same
they went
grade?
they went to the same high school as well.
Were they in the same grade?
I thought they were.
Maybe I am wrong. Maybe they did.
Tyler making up stories for the podcast content.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, so I don't have any cool stories about school, really.
How were your classmates?
Huh?
How were your classmates?
They sucked, dude. Hated them.
How did that work? So, would your mom spend like part of the day schooling you, or was it more of like a conjoined?
It was a
thing?
conjoined effort. We would have our own like curriculums, and we kind of had to teach ourselves. So like my mom would grade and basically get everything ready, but then it was up to us to like get through the curriculum. It was like what your teachers were there for was what we were doing.
Gotcha. Okay, so now do you get a curriculum from the state that's like given to your mom? I don't know how any of it works,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah. You can get private like curriculums, which my mom did a lot of that.
I go to a private homeschool.
Yeah, dude. Swear to God. Well, that's why people homeschool is so they have the option of what they want to teach their kids, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to teach their kids like about CNN straight up, they don't have to.
There you go.
I remember they played CNN in my economics class. Like that. Sometimes when the teacher didn't want to teach, they would just play CNN.
That stuff's crazy. Yeah. The first day of high school I went, and that's what they did. I went to history class, and they were like, here's our history class, and then they rolled in the little like TV, and they turned on CNN, and it was like today's news. I was like, what?
History as of a few hours ago.
Was a couple hours ago.
He went
The
to.
teacher just sat.
You
in the
guys went to
corner.
high school for one day, right?
For one day.
Was it Fuquay High?
Yeah, yeah. It was just so like unbelievably appalling. Sorry.
They came home and they were like, "No thanks."
Yeah.
Never went again.
Wait, it was one day?
Uh huh.
Yeah, one
That's
day.
it.
It's all it took.
Give it a chance, bro. Give it a chance.
No, after that day, that was stupid. If I wish Bubs was on so she could tell you what kind of day she
They
had.
went to Fuquay, so they rolled out the box TV.
They rolled out the box
Not a
TV.
not a fancy one. It was the box.
And there was no teachers. It was a
do you
lawless.
mean?
It was a
you
lawless
could see the
land.
scan lines on it still.
Garner High wasn't much better. Garner High was probably the worst place for us to be for those 4 years. It's like the
We were in a different school like every year.
Yeah.
We had the freshman
Freshman
center
center.
thing, and then we went to the old high school,
Yeah.
and then they built a new high school, and we went there for 2 years, and then my brother went there, and they made
The year
the
after
old
we
high school
graduated,
renovated,
they had
and
the
they
new,
went back. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all over the place.
Yeah, we were in a new building every year, and
Mhm.
it was just talk about lawless society. There was like 20 kids there who were like willing to even give the teachers a chance to say something, and there was 5,000 kids there, and only like 20 of them would even just like listen at all. It was awesome. I remember. Do you remember the kids like running up and down the halls like while class was going?
Oh yeah.
And then there'd be like administrators who, it's like checkmate when the students realize they can't actually do anything. Like there's these couple kids who just, they're like, what are you going to do? And they're like, well, legally can't do anything. So nothing. And then these kids are just like running around the halls.
Carry on.
Swear to God, we need to bring back schools where they can do something.
Yeah. They need to
Schools
beat
with
the kids.
paddles.
I wish they could beat kids.
Bring back beat kids.
Bring back beat kids and have the teachers carry the tasers. The shootable tasers.
We did have someone
Oh.
get tased in our school.
What?
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
In high school?
Was it East Garner?
Middle school getting tased
I
is
think
hilarious.
they did tase somebody.
It was the folks fighting in the bleachers.
Yeah, they tased them.
I heard about that at a pep rally or something.
Yes.
Yep.
I
And
did
the
hear about
and it was
Jesus.
it was girls. It was
Okay.
girls.
Yeah.
It was,
I didn't even go to that school, and I heard
Wait, the
about
girls got tased?
Yeah,
Sick
a girl leaped down like 4 bleachers.
that. Did she
I
fall?
thought she
or
grabbed
landed?
her
She did.
by the hair and yanked her down the bleachers.
That might have happened. I was across across
Yeah.
from it, so I didn't see it up that
So
close.
who had the taser?
The school
PO,
like, yeah.
the police
The
officer,
janitor?
The assigned
yeah, what's it called?
police officer.
The police officer on campus. The
I don't
pook.
know what the namage is.
The pook.
Ooh, the pook.
The POC.
The police officer on campus. He was
I
doing
do-
tasings and he shot her. He did.
Dude, that would be a fun job to shoot high schoolers.
Got your ass.
I bet you got in so much trouble. It was a girl.
It
I
was
do
a
got to
girl.
say though, what's a better way to hype up a bunch of middle schoolers?
Yeah, that was the best pep rally of all time.
Nah, but there were so many fights in middle school and high school because we weren't in a terrible part of town, but we weren't in the best part either.
We were like right on the line.
Yeah, we were definitely.
We got
towing the
people
line.
from both sides.
We were in a pretty shitty part of town. I've thought about this a lot. It was a bad part. Garner is not a great place.
Yeah.
And the people who go to school there.
It's by no means a terrible one, but it's certainly not somewhere I would
But
settle
all
down.
of the like surrounding like Cary High. If you talk to somebody who went to Cary High about Garner, they're like, "You went to Garner? Like you went there for 4 years to school in Garner?"
So many
how we do
that's,
Wes
that's
Johnson.
Carey though, dude.
So many people ask me how I got into NC State by going to Garner High School.
I came out of Garner with a like 6.0 GPA or something insane. Because they give you like so many boosts because you
Well,
just are there.
I mean, we still did fine.
Yeah.
So, but would you rather go to a school like that, or would you rather go to one of the preppier schools up in like?
No,
North
I
Raleigh?
liked my ghetto high school experience.
Yeah, I didn't mind it either.
I remember I would play like some just like ghetto rap music that I learned at work. And I remember one time this dude Paris. Remember Paris? He
His
was
name
funny.
was Paris.
I don't know if it was his real name or what. People called him Paris.
Oh, okay.
And he walks up to me. I'm in my truck, just a young, skinny white boy playing like ghetto rap music. And he comes up and he's like, "I didn't know you was like that." Daps me up. I'm like, yes. I was hyped up the rest of the day. I was like, I found a song that like, he's like, "How you know this song?" I was like, "Man, I just listen to this song sometimes." I was like,
This is my jam.
yeah.
I love this stuff. Oh man, that was such a phase.
The rap phase.
The rap phase.
It was such a fad.
I can't even believe it.
I feel like you couldn't go to high school from when did we go? What was that, like 2014 to 2018, something like that,
Yeah,
without
yeah.
listening to rap
I didn't
music
even
at all.
go when I got sucked in. I got
Yeah.
third party sucked off. Freaking
$1 billion.
underground rap with a 12-inch sub. What's good?
sorry.
You know what was even worse? The shoes. Do you remember like how people it was
Oh,
a
yeah.
new shoe every month and
Yo,
people were like,
check
you gotta
these
have.
out.
In middle school, in middle school, that was a big thing. Not so much in high school, at least at mine.
Yeah.
At least, but
It was
yeah.
more so middle school.
Everybody
but
had like the crazy colored LeBrons and Kobe's.
I
and-
think the worst was the KD6 peanut butter jellies.
Those
where
were
it
those
was
are
like
bad.
yellow and
those
black.
Are, those
I
are
do
And
bad.
then the
those.
check mark looked like someone just smeared grape jelly on the shoe.
Oh, the PB&Js?
Yeah, those
I
are-
wanted those.
Those are
I
bad.
did too. That's the worst part.
At the time, I was like, man, I wish I could get me some of those.
and it was all basketball shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
I didn't play a lick of basketball.
You look back on them now too, and they were like all terrible looking.
My brother had like the high top pink and blue LeBrons.
Ugh. God, they were bad looking. I used to resell shoes. I used to scalp those suckers. Swear to God. Because it was cool. I third partied that too. Not just rap music,
Yeah.
but shoes. I used to walk around the Air Max 97s, baby.
Did you just resell them, or did you like
Them water
clean them,
elementals.
restore them, and stuff?
Nah, I didn't clean or restore nothing.
I remember there was like
people thought they were businessmen when they were like
cleaning them.
getting like Jordans and like re-icing the
Yeah,
soles.
yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
Icing them. Bro, they took a brush and some soap.
I remember.
Man, these babies
I don't
tens
remember
now.
who it was. I remember at least one person who had like a whole Instagram that was about like these. It was like fresh kicks by whoever the kid was, and he would just buy them and like scrub them up and get them
Oh
clean.
my God.
He would like Sharpie them a little bit
Yeah,
to
I-
get them looking good.
I had a friend that used to paint them, and they were just bad, like so bad. Like he painted what was it? It was a pair of something for Bubs, and it was like a Michigan State shoe. And he painted like the Spartan just looked so jank. Everything was like super jank. I bet I could find a
Kind of like
picture
the
of 'em.
heart on your shoes now.
Hey, come on now, that ain't jank, blow.
Yeah, those are like you and Nate do those like custom Vans drop crap things, right?
Yeah. The DEF CON.
What is that?
The DEF CON. They're like, oh man, what are they? I don't even know. It's just like hype tactical company that does drops with Vans sometimes. And those shoes go up. I got a pair of shoes for him, and he gave me the money because I'm really good at getting them on the drop. I got 'em
They
for,
like drop. They're like when it's gonna drop, and you have to like click order at the right time, and they
Yeah,
sell out
so
immediately.
Yeah.
Do you have to do it, or could I just have a bot do that?
No, you
for
could
me?
you could for sure have a bot.
Oh,
That's why I
okay,
stopped
okay.
because made the bots.
Gotcha.
And now the
bots
bots
just got too good and they
yeah,
get everything.
yeah. But I got a pair for him, and I paid like $120. So I'm like, just give me $120. And now they're going for $700. Yeah, I'm like,
Is he gonna flip them?
and he's like thinking about selling them. I'm
Dude,
like,
definitely. Flip
I'm like,
'em.
if you sell them, I get that money. By the way, I got them for you. But I got a T-shirt. Though.
Are they like custom painted or something, or
No, they just like
custom designs?
they're van. Look them up. The DEF CON vans. They're just vans, but like they have this like fireproof like
Fireproof.
material on them. They're actually cool. They're actually cool.
I see why Nate needs those.
Yeah, yeah.
Ew.
And they got a goat. They got a cool little goat on them.
You still laughing over there?
Ew.
Are they these?
Yeah, they're those.
I don't see a goat.
There's
for
a goat.
Sure.
There's a goat on the back. On the
A goat.
Yeah, it's like a longhorn. And it's
A ram?
Ibex.
It's real. Yeah.
Ibex.
And it's real desirable. Real desirable.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, see how it's all tactical and stuff?
Yeah.
People go crazy for those.
I feel like those two styles don't really go well together.
They don't really.
Vans and tactical.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like the least tactical shoe of all time.
The black ones. The black ones look. Way
I
better.
ran a mile in my Vans one time because it was for I think it was in high school. We had to run a mile. Completely forgot, and I wore my Vans to school,
Bad
and
idea.
my feet hurt so bad for like 2 weeks because they're just so flat, and it hurts
Flat, and they
so
don't
bad.
flex. They don't flex. At all.
No, my feet hurt so bad, and I crushed the mile. By the way, crushed it.
What was your time?
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
Is that an actual number, or you have no clue?
No, I don't remember at all. I think I did all right. I've always been slow for how long my freaking legs are. I should be faster. I can sprint really fast, but like once you get past like a couple 100 feet, I'm slowing down. I can't keep going that fast. Can't do it. I've tried.
Couple 100 feet.
Yeah, maybe like 200
Not even a
feet.
football field.
I might be able to do a football. Maybe half a football field I can
You
sprint.
probably do 3 football fields.
See, I start having to slow down. I start breathing hard and stuff.
Oh shoot! Do you remember the
Three
Roche?
football-
The Roche?
The Roshi
Oh,
runs.
yeah,
Roche,
the Roche
yeah,
runs,
uh-huh.
yeah.
People still wear those.
Do they really?
Wait, no, never mind. I'm
think
thinking of
those-
the Hirachis.
Those were my.
I used to have a pair of Hirachis, yeah. It was like the free run version where they look like a pair of free runs, but they had the little strap on the back with the like typical Hirachi strap.
Strap.
I had
Yeah.
the blue Roshis. I had the free runs that were all like slice and diced on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
They would get all kinds of stones stuck up in them.
Did you have the one where you could put the little chip in it?
No,
Do you know what I'm
the
talking
Nike,
about?
The Nike Fit thing.
Yes, it was like a little. It looked like a, I don't know.
It was
a
like
little
the first smart
oval.
tracker pedometer thing.
Yeah, and you could put it in your shoe. Yeah, it was
You
pretty
could take
cool.
the insole out and blop that thing. A little foam piece came out the same shape. Yeah.
Yep, those
I
are the
remember
ones that
that.
I had.
That was the Nike Fit, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Little red deal.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like a pill.
Now we got Apple Watches.
Yeah, everything has changed.
You got the whole thing. Swear to
Even
God.
your phone has a pedometer in it.
I know. It's in your pocket. It knows all the stuff you've done that day.
I'll still never forget. I don't know where we were, but we were sitting down in some classroom, and you were showing me your new phone, and you were so excited about it because right next to the cameras, it had a little sensor where it
Yeah.
would tell you your heartbeat.
Yeah,
you had to
I
put
remember that.
you had to put your finger on the
On the
back of the phone.
And it would hardly ever work.
It
but
barely
he kept
worked.
showing it.
That's how this Garmin.
I
tracks
was
it.
so proud of it.
That was the what Galaxy. I had an S4 and it could do that.
I think it was a Galaxy.
an
I had a
S4?
S3.
What
Was
is,
it?
did you have one?
No, I had an S7 Edge.
What was the Edge?
It was like the rounded glass, and you could like touch the edge. It was kind of a gimmick. It was a gimmick. It's like the new like folder thing, the folder phone.
Mhm.
It's just kind of a gimmick.
Yeah, I remember the S4 had a bunch of gimmicky stuff where like you could do like hand gestures and it would like swipe through pictures, and it was like it's so much easier for me to just swipe the damn screen than like do a hand gesture
Yeah.
over top of it.
Oh god.
Now, one of the best things though that it had, and I wish iPhones would bring it in is if somebody was calling you and you raised it up to your ear, it would automatically answer the phone.
Dude, but I don't want to answer the phone.
So then don't put it up
But
to
I gotta
your ear.
look. I gotta look at it. You know?
No. It was only if you I don't know
it
how it
sucked
knew,
your
but
brainwaves.
probably.
The 5G got
Yeah,
interrupted by
uh-huh.
your brainwaves.
It worked really well, honestly.
What's your guys' favorite trend through high school?
The nay.
Yeah.
Kill it. Oh, you remember the the coolest song of all time came out when we were in high school.
Which one? It had to have been a song in 2016.
Oh,
That's
it
when
was
all the good
Migos.
songs came out.
It was Migos.
Bad and bougie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Savage Ruthless. I got
120 round two. That's probably the coolest like trap song of all time.
I remember that song came out, and that was right after we had just put the sub in my car in the Altima. And I would just pull up bumping with the windows down at 7 a.m.
Bad and Bougie, I think that is for sure. Yeah, we would be up. It would be
was
like
so
5
early.
a.m. And Nick would always be late every day. And if it was past like 7, class started at like 7:20?
7:20 something. Yeah.
And so I would be there early because the drive I had to do, if I left too late, traffic would be horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But if I left early, traffic would be fine, and then I just be to school way too early. So I'd rather do that. And I had Adam with me for like that year, for that junior, I think it was junior year. Adam rode with me, and he was always late. So I would always be yelling at him. He'd be getting in. He'd fall asleep. I'd be falling asleep driving. I almost fell asleep driving to high school a couple times.
The sun wasn't even up.
No,
when
it
we were
wasn't.
going. Like, it was insane.
And I would get there, and then if Nick wasn't there by a certain time, we would all start calling Nick. We'd be like, Nick, it's time to get up. And he'd be like, what? We'd be like, it's the school day. It's time to come to school, Nick. And he would drive, because it was like all of us parked at the same spot, because we all went to get our parking spots at the same time. So we'd all park next to each other. So funny. And then, and then the exam.
Oh,
Well,
We had these
let me go back to that, because it was my dad lives over in Holly Springs,
Yeah.
so I was the same situation where like I would have to leave for school like at 5:30.
Yeah.
And either get there like an hour early or hit that 401 traffic
Yeah.
on the way, and then still just be late.
And sometimes we'd call you and you'd be at your mom's house, which was like 5 minutes from school.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'd
like
call
5
you.
minutes before class.
Yeah.
Like, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Quit freaking out.
I remember Grady. You remember Grady was late every day? And that dude would just walk in late and didn't care at all. The teachers would be mad at him and he'd be like, okay.
Never went to lunch detention.
That's what Adam did. Adam got like after school detention a couple times.
I didn't even know they had that
He
there.
didn't go. And you know what the punishment is?
Nothing.
More
More
detention.
detention. And you know what he did for that more detention?
Didn't go.
Didn't go. And he never went to detention because he just kept racking it up, but he just never did it.
They would always threaten that, like, if you didn't do it, you wouldn't be able to graduate.
You're not going to be able to walk.
He graduated.
I didn't want to walk in the first place.
It's so crazy how close it is. I was driving today and I passed a couple high schools and it was called a government. It wasn't a corrections facility, but it was like a government community safety facility. And it had a like state trooper logo and some other stuff on it. They looked identical. It's like they're really just building these like government facilities, and some of them a bunch of children have to go to and just like enjoy their teenage years there.
That was like, sorry. Have you guys seen the new Garner ever since they revamp? Like,
I've been there like once.
I haven't been in it.
there's these weird things on the window that are like plates almost that go the length of the entire window, but they're supposed to help bring in light to the classroom, but it looks like prison bars on every single window. It's insane.
Brings in like
It feels
Yeah,
like
exactly
it feels like
keeps them from jumping.
I got the nets.
the nets are crazy.
speaking of nets, we almost had someone fall over into the net yesterday at Drive Shack.
You did.
Man, what?
Nick, tell the story.
It's a lofted. It's like a big. It's like above the driving range, right?
We were on the 3rd floor. Yes.
I didn't know there were floors.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Because they got it like on levels, and like everybody just drives off the same way.
So can't you go way farther if you're on the 3rd floor?
Theoretically.
Technically.
A little bit, but like
But it's not about distance.
It's
Yeah.
about the swing.
Yeah.
it's about killing monsters for us.
Monsters.
We play in the monster game.
We're playing the monsters game. But a certain individual whose name shall not be revealed for humility's sake attempted to put the ball on the tee, the little rubber nozzle that they call a tee, and missed it the first time, and it kept rolling towards the edge, and as anyone would do, continued to chase it. Because you got a limited amount of balls that you can get in your 2 hours.
So you almost fell
So
off
he had to
the-
chase
Is that
it over
true?
the edge into the net. No, you get as
Yeah,
many as you want.
unlimited balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, all he had to
Like,
do
he
was
did.
just wave the
Yeah.
club
Yeah.
over the little sensor, and it would have gave him another ball. But he went and chased after it and almost fell over the edge trying to get it.
There's a net though to catch people.
Yes.
Yes,
That's
but honestly,
funny.
I don't know how much it's
you
gonna
gotta
do.
just
Yeah.
barely go over the net because the net's
Like
what
2
would you
feet
say?
out.
Yeah, 2-3 feet. It's not very far. If you you could get a running start and easily clear the net.
There's someone with a little bit of girth on them.
They're going.
They're
right
rolling
there.
right over.
I'm liking this beer. a
I'm
lot.
liking it too. It's strong.
Yeah, I liked it about 30 minutes
It's
ago.
not that strong.
Are you done with yours? You just gassing out now?
I just gassed it out.
He's got his
It's
own
empty.
Milky Way.
Do you want another? Let me get you another. Have
I
a
don't know what I want, though.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. Oh.
A Wappenheimer.
Yep.
Yeah, enjoy the Gansets, man.
Yeah,
Rhode
I got.
Island
We were at
classic.
a bar. It was like a music venue bar in Durham. And I wanted to kind of get a Narragansett. And I ordered it, and I was like, "Give me a Narragansett." And she was like, "It's Nagasat," or whatever it is.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna say it anymore. I don't think because it's getting too close to just like sounding bad. But it's hard to say. That's my biggest.
It's
qualm with it.
Narragansett.
Narragansett.
Well,
What do you think?
I think it's made on honor, sold on merit.
yeah, I don't care. Do you like it or not?
What was
Yeah, it's a good lager.
Um.
I barely know word.
So this is a new segment I want to introduce called Tech Support with Ron.
You call me in for like
Since-
the 1-800 number.
Yeah. Since you're computer guy, check out this email I pulled up. I got this email. Tell me if it's tell me what's going on. It's from my email address to me.
Asking for your social and your bank.
No, read it. Read it.
This is a gigantic email.
I know. Look,
There's like
look.
10 paragraphs.
It says, "Hello, Tyler Chase.
Uh-huh.
Unfortunately, I need to start our conversation with bad news for you. Around a few months back, I managed to get full access to all devices of yours, which are used by you on a daily basis to browse internet. Afterwards, I could initiate monitoring and tracking of all your activities on the internet. I am proud to share the sequence of how it happened. Blah, blah, blah."
Gotten a couple
He's
of
like,
these.
"It was not hard for me to log into your email. That's how I sent this to you." He did a Trojan horse, all this stuff. It's so funny. And then he's like, "Hereby I believe that you now finally start realize how I could easily remain unnoticed all this while until this very letter. While collecting information related to you, I I had also unveiled that you are a true fan of porn sites.
Yeah.
You truly
Only
enjoy
a true fan.
You truly enjoy browsing through adult sites and watching horny vids while playing your dirty solo games.
Bingo.
Bingo! I also recorded several filthy scenes with you in the main focus and montage some dirty videos which demonstrate your passionate masturbation and cum sessions. In case you still don't believe me. All I need is 1-2 mouse clicks to make all your unmasking videos become available to your friends, colleagues, and even relatives.
Do it.
And it's like a bunch, and he gives me his Bitcoin wallet, and he's like, "You have to pay me. If you pay me, this all goes away."
Pay him 1 cent.
Obviously,
So I want your opinion as a tech guy.
well, definitely pay him. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, he's
I
telling
mean,
the truth.
whether it's a Saudi
Yeah.
prince or whatever it is, you always got to pay him.
So give him how much money do you think? Because
I would say double what he's asking for.
he didn't say a number. He
He
just
did
gave
say
me
a number. He said
1,390 USD
Yeah, so I would give him a clean 3,000.
just to make sure.
Yeah, just to be sure that all of your information's safe and your horny vids don't get posted on the
My
Repo
horny, dirty
Oh,
solo
dude.
vids with me in the main focus.
Yeah, you don't want people seeing your
you
cum
could make that
sessions.
money selling your horny vids.
If
And
Throw
then
a couple
pay
feet
can
him.
you
in there.
imagine if you're just like on Twitter and you see like a video of you, you're like scrolling,
Whoa.
and it's you.
Those damn deep fakes.
That's the AI.
Oh,
That was one of the main reasons why I deleted Twitter a couple years ago, was because it didn't matter who you followed, porn would just end up on your
yeah.
Twitter feed no matter what. And I hated that. I'm scrolling through, looking at like hockey highlights, and all of a sudden I see this chick getting back shots, and I just gotta keep scrolling and scrolling.
Oh!
did
Like
you
what?
see
I don't want to see that.
the video that was blowing around lately? That's so freaking funny to me. Is there's like this video of these people doing limbo.
Huh?
Limbo.
Like the
How
like
low
the stick?
can you go? Can you go down low to the flow? Like they're limboing.
Uh-huh.
And this guy limbos successfully, doesn't touch the bar. And then this girl is limboing. She's got like a one-piece bathing suit on. As she's like mid-limbo, halfway into the bar, the bathing suit snaps at the crotch and comes up to like her belly button. Her whole like situation just completely out. And and she's like, she falls to the ground and like,
Yeah,
but
like
and it's a
covering
blurry
herself.
video, so you can't really see what's going. Like you don't see like details, but you could just tell that her bathing suit came off, and it's just so freaking funny. It looks like a cartoon, but it's so sad for her that video is trending.
Well,
on
like you said,
Twitter.
imagine that's you.
Yeah. You go on Twitter and you see the video of you
Yeah.
with your freaking crotch out at Limbo Beach time.
Like you go to Cancun, you're just a little drunk, going under the limbo bar. Your shorts fall down.
It was so
and
bad.
Everybody sees.
That's
Next
some
day,
money
post it
making
on Twitter.
opportunity.
It was so bad. It was
Yeah, put it on OnlyFans, and you'd make so much
That's what
money.
I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
that's an opportunity.
OnlyFans is the way to do it these days. It's just the best way to do it.
I don't understand the customer market really though, because I don't think I'd ever pay for anything like that. But apparently, there's millions and millions of people who
Dude,
do.
it's yeah.
I don't get it. Would any of you pay for something like that?
No. No, but there's a lot of lonely guys out there that want to feel a little bit more.
There's
Just
also a
look
lot
at,
of free options. You don't need to be
Yeah.
paying for.
but they want
Emily,
to. They
what's
want
her
to.
face?
They want
I
to
don't
feel
know.
like they're involved. You know.
Your commenters are pretty involved.
You don't matter. Everybody listening, you don't matter. Fuck.
Yeah, but what are you talking about? We want to go over the question, Nick.
Oh, sure.
The question you dropped in our.
Not me.
Oh, all of the questions on that one. Let me see.
We got questions.
Did
you post another question?
Yes. I'm gonna start logging on to my different account so it looks
There's
like it's
one.
different people asking questions.
Okay, so on the Cancun one, some guy, Soccer91, says, "Come on, guys, you don't need those shoes on," with a tongue out and a winky. It's like the tongue out winking. And
Say
then,
less.
and then somebody replied, "I agree, socked feet only." And then Nicholas Jones 2461 gives the the little bump thing.
He's
And then he
pointing
said-
to their comments.
You do the double
Yeah.
exclamation point.
And then he said, and then he says, in a separate comment, "W pod gentlemen, how many of y'all's socks and underwear have worn holes through them? And how often do y'all replace them as men?"
All right, so
As men.
Nah,
asked-
now I want to get into this.
Yes, man.
I asked this question because the other day, my girlfriend. Well, not the other day. For a very long time, my girlfriend, every time I wear my holy socks with my toes sticking out the
Yeah.
end,
Yep.
she always complains about them and tells me to throw them away. And I'm always telling her,
No.
them socks is socks. They still fit around my feet. But then she went ahead and bought me an extra pack of new socks, which I was very grateful for. But like,
So is that your
I mean,
play?
that's
to
not-
just wear them until she bought you some more?
well, it's like you get them to a point where they're comfy and they're seasoned, and you grow emotional bonds to them, and you can't just toss them and get new ones. I always just hang on to them. Like, I'll buy more like new ones if I need them, but like I'm not tossing them
Yeah, that's easy
until
access.
like my whole foot is coming through.
That's easy access. No, I'm game for that. I like the character. No need for new socks, you know?
I threw out underwear last week that had a hole in it, and it wasn't a hole. It was a hole where the like elastic band started to disconnect from the rest of the underwear.
Okay.
Threw them away. I don't like holes in my stuff.
I did have a pair. I had two pairs. One where the front flap,
The fly?
the one where easy exit.
Yeah, the fly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the fly. I knew that was for jeans. I didn't know if it was for underwear as well. But the fly, the bottom of the fly had just continued down. And then I had another one just like right down on the very bottom. It was like, you know those the ones that have a hammock for your sack.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it didn't have the hammock. It just had the hole for it.
Your scrote was hanging out of your
Just hanging
underwear?
out.
Yeah.
That's
Those didn't last
crazy.
very long.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to get super pissed at me for honestly the exact same thing.
For your wiener hanging out of your underwear?
No, it wasn't my wiener, but sometimes you'd get like one ball that would hang out or something like from your legs just rubbing. Oh, excuse me. From your legs just rubbing together. I had so many holes only in the crotch, like in the gooch of my underwear. Nowhere else.
That's
the socks
funny.
I can't do. Holes in my socks and the bottom of my
Yeah, it
socks.
bothers
I can't do
me.
that. Mm-mm. Because then it feels like I don't like the air conditioning. It feels like it's the little spot in my foot that's a different
One
temperature.
of my toes
Yeah.
is too cold.
Exactly.
Huh.
The only time I'll get rid of them is when like the hole is like the perfect size to where my toe will fit through it. But then it feels like it's cutting off circulation to it because it's not quite loose enough.
Wait. Okay.
What is what?
So now I got a question. Do you usually get holes in the front of your socks then?
In the front, yeah.
Really? I don't think I've ever gotten a hole in the front
It's
of my
always-
socks.
you're
Mine's
blowing
always like
out the front?
right on the center of the bottom.
I
Yeah.
always get them right on the tip by the toes.
That's because you're not cutting your
I
toenails.
was just about to say you got
Yeah.
razor blades for toenails.
That's false. All my toenails point
Prove it.
directly
Prove
down.
it.
Whip them out.
Our viewership is gonna spike.
Right
there
here
was
at this
one
moment.
episode. There was one episode where Gus was like fingering his toes. and it got caught on camera.
Oh.
And I was like looking at the analytics for that episode, and there was like a really big spike where people were like replaying a certain part, and I was like, oh, we said something really meaningful. So I like clicked on it to see what the meaningful thing we said was, and it was just Gus like fingering his toes, and I was like, oh wow.
Do you think it's AI that's going out and finding those parts of the videos and putting them in a playlist somewhere, or do you think that there's like scalpers on the internet that are searching?
The toe people.
Yeah,
The toe people are.
the toe people are
They're real.
aggressive.
They're
They're
real.
so aggressive,
Yeah.
and they learn fast.
Yeah.
Let me get one of those Gansets. Thank you, sir.
It says, "Hi neighbor, have a Gansett."
Hi, neighbor. Ew. What does that stand for?
Autosomal menial smanus.
All right. Sounds about right.
And that's true. And that is real.
And that's all, baby.
Ooh.
That was another one. That was what? Freshman year of college? When was DaBaby big?
the baby.
Freshman of college.
Isn't he in jail now?
I'm gonna make a lawyer for my
I don't know.
The baby.
I just remember the video from Suge where he's like throwing his legs around
Yeah.
with the little cart with all the packages and stuff.
Hot. Packing the man, let's go. Like
Didn't he shoot someone in Walmart?
Yeah, in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got ruled self-defense. He was fine.
Baby on baby.
Ha.
Hit a pee real fast.
Okay.
I could hit a P.
Time for a pee break.
Time for a pee break? All right.
What?
So
Oh,
that was Cheese Touch by BLP Kosher.
and that was
I
hard.
have something to bring up.
What?
What?
So our boy what has dropped a new song.
He did.
Yeah, Plan Z.
Yes.
Do you want to listen to it?
I do want to listen.
Yes, dude. Have you heard it yet?
I have heard part of it. I heard it before he released it. I have not listened to the whole
Dude,
song
it's
yet.
so good.
I'm not putting the BLP Kosher song in the pod because it's gonna flag us. But the boy
Yeah.
what so far hasn't. So
Yeah.
sorry, Nick. Or no, Ron. Let's just listen.
Nick, let me know if you want any input.
It's Ron.
Oh.
Just listen. It's Plankton.
Hey Karen, pull up that file for me, please. I'm gathering up my whole family tree. No F-U-N, only D-O-N with a capital E at the end from my best friend Eugene. You better run, better run, better run. Just one bucket helmet and you're done. Turn your friends and your family into John. The secret
Formula.
AI or not, we are taking over. Bikini bottom will sink even lower. Secret formulas are our last week.
gonna show 'em all blind. The secret formula will be mine soon enough. You'll all see, you'll all see, you'll all see. No more wasting all my time.
still better.
Do you know it's not?
No, sorry. That's so good. Let me turn.
Yeah.
Let me turn Cameron's mic back
Oh,
on.
thank you.
That's so good, and it's also really good, and I think that they should do more of those.
He's dropping the country album soon.
He's supposed to be, yeah, the SpongeBob country album. This home's just a pineapple.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I have those songs like in my playlist and actually listen to them.
Because they're so
regularly.
dude,
good.
They're gonna be on my Spotify Wrapped for sure.
Like Magic Conch Shell.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Magic conch shell, what can I do to erase all the heartache?
She's such a bombshell.
Hey, that's all
Are
right.
you stuck all the way stuck?
That's okay though. That's okay though. I feel a bit smarter with all this blood up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gus is stuck all the way stuck. He's
Stuck the
upside
long
down.
way.
This might be the first podcast where someone gets stuck
Someone goes
in
inverted.
the set. Someone's fully inverted. Have a
All I'm
fully-
saying is you better get glued on over here.
I might get glued on. I'm about to
she's
throw
out
up.
of
too.
her,
I'm about to throw up.
That phase of her, you know how cats have 9 lives?
Yeah, it's just what she wants you to think. Until she starts.
Hey, that Milky
screwing
Way is
again.
coming up fast.
The glue live died.
She's just
My
stocking
mic
up
is
her
really
reserves.
wet. My microphone is like soaking wet.
If
right
you
now.
How do
had
you
a-
know?
Oh my god.
What?
Were you rubbing it on your
I
face?
did. I touched it to my face really quick, and it was like really soaking wet right now. Gus, how are you doing?
Dude, if I had a
That was perfect.
dude, if you had $1 million right now, what would you do with it?
Suck. Wait, what did you say?
Already?
If I had $1 million right
Yeah,
now,
like I handed you a check
what would I do with it?
right now, yeah.
I would spend it all on the lottery.
And you probably win.
Yeah, and I'd try and figure out if I could get some more money than $1 million. That's probably the most easy way to make a bunch of money is lottery.
I think I would go to Vegas for sure. I want to see that ball, you know? You seen that ball?
I do want to see that ball.
Oh my god.
What is it? Is it the sphere? What's it actually
Yeah,
called?
it's the sphere. It's the sphere. It's the sphere.
Dude, nobody can see you down there.
Genuinely, if I had $1 million right now, if I want to actually seriously answer that question, I would pay off all my student loans, and then I would start just paying myself like a very little each month to just like come up with business ideas. And it would take me a really long time.
Tyler nearly cut a foot to the face.
Oh, he's so red. Are you okay, Gus?
Oh man, that one hurt.
Yeah, I'd start working on business ideas. What about you guys? $1 million in your checking account right now.
What do
are
I
you doing?
want
What
to
are you
do
doing
with the $1
tomorrow?
million?
What are you doing
or
tomorrow?
What would I do with the $1 million?
$1 million.
There's two
hits-
different answers.
It hits your account. It hits your account tonight.
What'd you say?
Did you say hookers and coke?
$1 million hits your account right now. What are you doing tomorrow?
Calling a financial plan.
Not going to work, that's for sure.
Investing it. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, but that's the thing is like $1 million isn't. I feel like that's not enough for you to stop working. You'd really have to work that $1 million in order to like never have to do anything. That's not to say that you would have to do what you're doing or as much anymore, but I don't know. I feel like you'd really have to make it stretch. I
The
would
cool thing
definitely
is you could
invest
buy
it.
a house.
Yes.
You could buy a house and invest, and you could also have enough money to like actually start a business or like do something cool.
Hey, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Small loan.
Small loan of $1 million.
Look at him now.
I started with a small loan of $1 million. I walked in. I said, "That's a small loan."
And now he's got a couple $1 billion.
It's kind of crazy though. You think about that. That is kind of a small loan.
Yeah,
like
for
it's not
him.
small if you compare it to like any of our salaries, but in the grand scheme of things, I mean, people
It's
get like
not
$1
that
million
much, yeah.
loans all the time, whether for a house or whatever it may be.
Yeah, around here, that's not uncommon.
Yeah, exactly.
Not uncommon.
Nicholas, what are you doing? $1 million.
Putting it in the bank.
Indestructible car.
In the bank.
In the bank.
Indestructible car.
You buy a tank.
I would buy one of those gyro wheels. Wheeling around like General Grievous.
Crash that booster.
General Kenobi.
Hello there. Yeah, but
You strike me as a $100 bills underneath the mattress.
Oh yeah, hold on a second.
We got a
money
call?
under the
Caller
mattress got
coming
me
in?
giving scoliosis.
Sorry, Nick. Hello?
Yo, what's up, Jit?
What's going on? Hello?
Hello.
What's going on?
Nothing, man. I saw your post on Instagram, so I figured I'd call.
You're the first caller.
Am I really?
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, so thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Are you changing it? Like, I can leave now.
Yeah, it's going to be better if you leave because we don't really want
That's cool. That was cool.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
it was great
kidding.
talking to you.
Well, so what do you want to tell the world? Because now you're on the spot. We're putting you directly on the spot.
Oh, man.
Well, if you got $1 million today, what would you do with it?
What would I do with $1 million?
Yeah, you get $1 million tonight. What's your day looking like tomorrow?
All right, so we're gonna cap it at 100,000, so that we can invest.
Capping what? You're
So-
spending?
Yeah, so I'm a blow 100, and go wild.
Okay.
How wild?
I think that's a really
Just on
valid
that.
statement.
How wild are we going?
Not like crazy because I don't want to get addicted to heroin and then waste all my money.
Yeah,
but like
understood.
definitely going to Glenwood and like going wild.
Glenwood.
You're going to
with
Raleigh?
$100,000.
Bro, I got $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm going to Raleigh, where I've already been.
Yeah. But why you don't want to like to get out and then then you lose all your money.
We're going to Vegas, Will.
No, why would we go
Miami.
to Vegas?
See the sphere.
See, that's why we invest the money. Because then you still have $900,000 to get into like real estate or like just put it into the stock market and lose most of it. Like if I go to Vegas, I'm just gonna lose all my money at craps. And then probably choke out a hooker in the bathtub, and then just ride the bus home shamefully.
Ride
In the
the high
same
all the way
suit.
home.
Yeah, I've been in the suit for 3 days. I'm just like smoking nonstop. I have hangover shakes. It's just like, and no one likes the bus ride from Vegas back to El Paso. So
No.
That's a long bus ride, isn't it?
it is, yeah, 14 plus hours.
Oh, what a good answer.
What? Yeah.
No,
what
I have no idea. I'd probably buy a bunch of car parts.
no cars,
feel
just
that.
car parts.
Just car
Yeah.
parts, yeah. Enough car parts to build a couple cars.
Yeah, and then like maybe a 24 pack of PBR, some camel crushes,
Cigarettes,
Yeah.
You got $1 million. What are you buying?
Yeah.
Cigs.
cigs, and PBR.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna last me a while.
Oh, what a great time, Will.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Well,
You boys have any questions?
Yeah, I got it. Well, I don't have any questions. We already.
holes in his socks.
Oh yeah. Get.
Do you have holes in your socks?
wait. Say that one more time.
Do you have any holy socks, or do you toss them when they get?
Holy socks.
Or
dude,
underwear.
all my socks are holy.
Do you have holy underwear?
Some of them, it's gotten to the point that like it's actually kind of ripped too far in the back. So if I bend over, you see like the line of like the stretchy part, and then just like fabric and skin in between.
Thank you. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I don't have
couldn't
any
be the
like.
only one.
No. Yeah.
You talking? It's just getting thin.
Huh?
It's just getting thin, or there's a
You can
there's
see
a
your
crack.
No,
Right.
he said
Cheeks through the
skin in the
material.
middle.
Oh yeah, you can see the crack. Like, but I've thrown away most of those because there was one
Still
that was
rock
like
a
a
couple.
Yeah, you can, because there was one that was like a good 4 inches across, which is most of that's a good chunk of the rear end, So, but there's some that are like maybe a quarter across, quarter length, maybe an inch. You can rock those pretty hard.
Okay, what about socks? Do you do holy socks?
It depends on where the hole is, because if it's like, I'm weird about like feeling of clothing.
Thank you. Okay, continue.
So if it's on like the bottom of the heel and I feel like I won't be able to focus, or
Yup.
like if I can feel the bottom of my shoe, that's it. Like the day's done. But if they're like, I have some
Day's
dress.
over.
Yeah, it's just miserable. Just mental anguish the whole day. But if I have like dress socks on that are tall, I can have holes on the side and it doesn't bug me. But if it's like on the
side.
yeah, like on the tube part, I guess the whole thing's a tube.
Wait, on like the leg part?
yeah.
How do you get holes there?
I don't know, man.
Inside, outside, front, back.
I guess like the sides.
Okay.
Yeah, I have very prominent ankles, so
How often do you replace your holy undergarments?
I think honestly, I throw them out if they get bad, and then it's more like I only buy new ones when I forget them and I go on a trip.
That makes sense.
Because like my last, I think 6 pairs of underwear that I bought was purely because I like went to California and forgot to pack underwear.
And now they're a staple of your wardrobe.
Yeah, and they're so comfy. I wear them all the time.
That's perfect.
Do you have a go-to brand?
Yes, but it's out of my price range. I'm trying to remember it here. Let me see if I can find it. It's that company that like has the bamboo threads and all the print, and it has like the ball hammock.
Oh,
It's like starts with the S, I think.
Scroll sec.
MeUndies?
That doesn't
Something
sound right.
threads, something threads or something.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, one of the
ones.
big ones.
Yeah, they have like the polar bears like having sex, and like mine have
Duluth?
It's
Is that what you're talking about?
Duluth.
Duluth?
I don't think so. Here, hold on. I'll just Google it.
Okay.
All right, let's
But
get to
the
the
one-
bottom of this.
Look up polar bears having sex underwear.
Fruit of the Loom.
No.
Also, that Target brand Pair of Thieves is pretty decent.
Pair of Thieves is pretty decent.
Oh, is it? I'll have to keep that in mind.
Well, I've been rocking the TJ Maxx Calvin Klein special. Really nice. The microfiber. Sorry. Let's
American
see.
Eagle are the only ones that
I used
I
to
really
do
like.
American Eagle,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd stopped. I don't know why.
You got to find them on sale or else they're super expensive.
But you do. I'm a boxer brief guy.
No.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a straight boxer shorts guy.
Boxer shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I sent you the
The
page of
loose.
them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I don't know. It's just too much loose material to end up in places and shouldn't be.
Yeah, I
So
like.
Now I'm strictly boxer brief.
Really?
Yeah,
You switched up.
I did switch up.
Will?
Yeah, boxer briefs for sure.
All right.
This is why I can't find boxers
Gus?
anywhere.
Boxer briefs. Easy.
So it's just you're
It's
just boxer
just me.
shorts.
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
I feel like everybody used to wear boxer shorts, and then there was
Yeah.
They're too loose.
yeah.
I
They
got
don't-
my.
Yeah, they're too loose.
They don't hold my package together very well. There's too much flopping around.
Fully wise switch to the ball hammocks.
Did you
everything
figure out
right
what
where
the
they're
brand?
supposed
Did
to
you
be.
figure out what the brand is? At Sheath?
Yeah.
It's Sheath.
Wait. Hold on. I just sent it to you.
You sent it to me.
Yeah.
Let me
Check your
see.
message.
Let me see what I got.
I sent you the link to everything, bro.
American flag boxer brief boys. The mascot junior. You sent me little
Oh, wait, hold
boys. Little boys underwear.
My bad.
This is what you've been wearing. It says American flag boxer brief for boys.
Hold on. Let me find the men's one.
The baby eagle is called an eaglet.
All right, how much would you recommend this ball?
Shinesty?
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Shinesty.
Shinesty. And you've been buying little boys' underwear?
Well, they just fit better.
11
playing.
reviews.
Yeah.
These 10 of them.
What do they go for per pair?
Let me see.
They're like anywhere from.
Just-
They're probably around $20.
It
I
says
think they do
Per
the
pair?
Yeah, and I think they do the subscription.
Fuck
so it's
outta
like
here.
it's almost like $30 if you want to just buy it outright, which is why I don't have many of them.
But I'm confused why you sent me little boys' underwear.
Yeah. The boys' underwear is cheaper. You just have to get a boys XL.
That's so funny.
Any more questions or?
Yeah, let me think. I should have a question.
Yeah, we had questions.
Oh, you both had a question. Yeah. Let me see.
I got no questions.
What's the weirdest hobby you've ever had?
The weirdest hobby?
Or like a hobby that just a little bit unusual, I guess, or maybe just something that, most people wouldn't probably hobby.
Yeah, I got into smelting like 2 years ago. And it was a solid 3-month run of just fantasizing over smelting. It was like, oh, what molds can I make out of metal,
So you're casting stuff like a dwarf?
Yeah.
Forging? Wait, what?
Yeah. It
Like
was
a
a
dwarf?
little dwarf. Yeah.
You're
I
building
had my
like
little-
swords and stuff?
Will, what's your lineage?
Do you have any dwarven past?
I could, theoretically.
Could you find
mostly-
that out for us?
Do you mean now? I can get on
No,
Ancestry.
not now, but
No, but probably
soon,
for one of the
soon,
next,
soon,
one
soon.
of the next episodes.
That's funny. No, I think I'm mostly Russian, so very little.
How do you
Oh,
feel
dwarf.
about the Ukraine situation?
Yeah, you're liking it probably.
It's all a scam.
It's
All a scam. Yeah, that's our land, first of all. So we were the rightful owners before they got there, and of course, there's the port city too, which is really what it's all about.
Okay.
Last question for you. This is kind of like a basic question, but it's a good one.
All right.
What's the worst date you've ever been on? Maybe there's not been any horrible ones, and if that's the case,
I haven't had too many terrible ones. I don't think. I also haven't really dated that many people.
have you made any bad moves on a woman?
For sure.
Because I know I've had a bad move. Like, there's one I think about a lot, and I was small, but
Oh, really?
It's a bad one.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you had any bad moves on a woman. Any
I have
women
that-
or any bad moves, just what did you do? Let's get to the bottom of this.
This is gonna haunt me if I ever run for president. Just like this sort of stuff is gonna come up.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll say, we'll put a different name on. We'll disguise your voice and
Good.
stuff.
Yeah, good. I don't feel like there was any bad moves, but I definitely blew a couple things.
What things?
Not in that way, but just not understanding that there was clear interest from other women.
Oh, you're
And me
getting
being
you're getting
completely oblivious.
girls liking on you, and they're
Yeah,
trying to
girls
touch on
that-
you and stuff.
Girls that I thought were way out of my league and just didn't even have the concept of being in their realm to be able to date. And then
Oh, and they were liking you.
yeah,
Kind of a flex,
and then
Will.
Yeah, Will's
That's
just
kind
flexing.
of a flex, yeah.
So my most awkward date is the girls.
Yeah, awkward time with all these hot girls.
The
just
girls
loving
were-
it.
yeah, multiple
all
actually
over
at
me.
the same time. Yeah, yeah. They were actually Ukrainian, and I just had no time for them.
Well, Will, thank you so much for calling in. And sorry we put you on the spot 17 times in a row, but
No.
thanks
It was
for
a
calling
pleasure.
in. And this episode's gonna go live on Tuesday. So
Money. All right, it was great talking to you guys.
All right.
Have a good night.
see you later, Will.
Replace all your undergarments.
Yeah, we will. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye. That was a good call, Nick. I'm
I
turning
like
your
the
back,
segment,
back
yeah.
on. Oh, it's gonna be so loud. Hold on.
Whoa.
All right, do a
No,
voice.
that's not bad. That's not
Check, dude. Give me some checks. Okay, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I had to turn it way up for Will. I'm glad Will called in. That's kind of nice.
I want to go around the horn now and hear everyone's worst dates. What was your actual question? Was it worst first dates? Something like that?
I asked like, "What's your worst date?" He said he didn't have any bad dates. They're all so good. And then he said that all the women his like worst move he ever done on a woman is when they all loved him so much.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing
That
to
was
say.
crazy.
And then Tyler
answer.
said that he had a really bad move and then never said what it was.
I'll tell you what it was, and Nick knows what it was
I was thinking I knew what it
because
was.
this was in middle school. Okay, just to preface, middle school, first girl that I'm ever like really into that I'm like talking. Like I get to the point where we're doing like a talking phase. So awkward as a little kid, like just so awkward, and I'm like, we're having like a snow day. I'm FaceTiming her, like we're talking, we're having a good time, and then I'm like texting her, and I'm getting too like horned up and excited.
Hey, Shawty, you see this snow day?
But
Why don't you come over here and sled me?
But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try my hand at being romantic, right? And I sent her the lyrics, and it was the wrong lyrics too. It was it was something like I forget which song it was.
Finito.
What were the lyrics?
It was something like these ladies are I can't remember what song it was. I could probably look
Juice
it up.
WRLD? Was it Juice WRLD?
No, it was before that. It was way before Juice
Okay,
WRLD.
okay.
It was something like the ladies have the power, they're in control. It was some lyric, like basic lyric. And I was like, I finally understand these lyrics. And she's like, what are you talking about? Because first of all, I had like completely misheard the lyrics whenever I thought I knew them. So I was sending her like lyrics that weren't even a real song. And I was like, I finally
take over your soul.
Yeah, and I was like, I finally understand these lyrics. And she's
Never
like,
understood 'em.
she's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's like a drug. It's like a drug. Like when you're into somebody. That's how. Like
you wanted it to sound.
That's how I was like thinking about it, but it definitely came out more like you're like a drug to me. I love you. Like I didn't say I love you, but it was like I was saying all that stuff. And I was talking to her for a week, and I was telling her like she was like a drug to me, and she was good friends with Nick at the time, and she was like telling Nick like, what's wrong with Tyler? Like why is he being so horrible?
I love you, baby.
He's telling me like really creepy stuff. And Nick came to me and he's like, what are you doing, man? I'm like, what do you mean?
You're blowing it.
I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, why won't she talk to me anymore? And he's like, dude, I'm sorry. You're being creepy.
You are so strong.
I was going to go to the dance with her and everything, and she called it off. I went to the dance alone anyway.
Ooh.
Homie missed out on the
I'm
8th
sorry,
grade
that was so
formal.
funny.
It was 8th grade formal.
But you still went to the 8th
baton.
grade formal, right?
I still went.
All right, there you go.
And I danced with this other girl there was this girl that always liked me that I didn't like her that much, but she
He needed a dance partner.
I needed a partner. She was there. She was alone too. She was like, "There's Tyler." I was like, "Yep." There's Tyler.
All right, baton passed. Cameron.
Worst date. Okay. So right when I joined the fraternity that I was in at NC State, we had a philanthropy event where so do you guys remember Dance-a-thon in high school where you kind of did, how long was it? Like 12 hours, something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, this one was like 24 hours or something like that at NC State.
You got to keep dancing for 24 hours?
Yeah, I mean, they got like stuff in between to like kind of keep you entertained, but it's more so just to like raise money for people. Long story short, one of the intermissions that was there, there was the NC State dance team came on, and there was this one girl that I just kept like eyeing the whole time. And we kept eyeing each other back and forth, and I eventually looked her up on Instagram, reached out, went into her DMs, and was like, "Hey."
How'd you look her up on Instagram? By just looking at her?
No, on the
He got a good
I
glance.
went to the dance team Instagram.
Oh.
Oh, I remember this.
You do? Yes, you do. Yeah, you.
Yeah.
I forgot I was living with you at the time. Yeah. So I went. I found her Instagram. I messaged her, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we'll go get like dinner or something like that." And I was like, "How about we start off with like coffee or something?" Because I wasn't trying to go on like a huge ass date, and then because I don't know nothing about this girl. All I knew is that she was cute, and I saw her dancing around, and I was like, "All right, well, I'll give it a go." And we got coffee down the street, and I started some small talk. We were talking back and forth, and she kind of just stopped talking in the middle of the day. I would like ask questions, and she would just like kind of look on her phone and play on her phone the whole time.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. So I don't know if I had no Riz at the time.
Absolutely Rizless.
Probably. Looking back, probably.
Rizzled out.
Either that or she was just not a very very interesting lady.
She's an iPad kid.
So yeah, I walked her home and never talked to her again.
Frick.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's like the date I had in freshman year. Do you remember that girl?
I remember partially because I remember you coming back from it. Because were we living together yet?
No, this is when I was in the dorm.
No, I know, but I lived with you in the dorm for half
That
the
was
year.
before that. It was before that.
Okay.
And my roommate at the time was gone, and I had this date from Tinder. It was one of like 2 Tinder dates I ever went on. And I go out with this girl, and she's not unattractive by any means, but she told me she was Polish, which turned me off. By the way, no issue with Polish people at all, but the way she said it, it's like, I'm Polish. She said it normal. I don't know. It just,
Was it supposed to be
it.
like a positive character trait? Was she trying to like build character by saying that?
I don't know why I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I was like, I don't like that. I don't know why. I didn't say it. I just thought it. I didn't really like that.
Deep-rooted hatred right there.
I don't know what it even means. Well, I think my ancestry is like very German. I don't
kill the Poles.
I think I don't know. I don't know if it's like genetic. It's like genetic programming. I don't know. I don't have any issue with Polish people at all. Just made me less attracted to her. It wasn't like I didn't have an issue with her character. And then her humor was like just stupid. Like she thought she would laugh at like stuff that wasn't even jokes, and then she wouldn't laugh at things that were jokes. And we went and got coffee, and then I was like, I need to get her back to the dorm so that I can like, because at the time I'm a freshman in college. I'm like,
Rizzle her.
I'm like, I need to get her back to the dorm so I can like do some stuff with her and like.
So I can show her my 3D printer.
Basically, like,
you want to see my fish tank?
In my head at the time, I thought if I didn't get some action from her, I was like not cool.
This was what, freshman year?
Yeah. I was like, I need to get action from her, and I get her back to the dorm, and then I realized like this like it was like one of those feelings where your heart sinks a little bit because you like realize something too late. I was like, I definitely don't want her to like really touch me and stuff. Like I don't want to give her kisses or anything. And so I'm like I'm like, what do I do now? Because I am the one who invited her to my room. I was like, I don't have my roommate's gone, like there's no one there. We can just go hang out there. And I'm like, I can see her like looking at the bed.
I would not like to give you kisses.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way I'm kissing on her right now. I don't want to. I'm not attracted to her. It's like, this is stupid. This is off of Tinder. I don't like this at all. And I'm like, I'm racking my brain. How do I handle this? How do I handle this? How do I handle this? And I
know I asked you up here for some action, but please don't touch me.
I come up with the perfect plan to get her to leave.
Pull the fire alarm.
No, I thought I
Jump out the window.
kill myself.
I gotta take a dump. A big one.
Leave her in your dorm and never come back.
Drop out of college.
The Irish exit. Slowly like lurk away. Close the door.
No, so what I did is I decided, since I like talking so much that I have, I love to talk. I decided that I was going to just start telling her everything that no one wanted to listen about. So I was talking to her about like motorcycle, which at that point I didn't even have any motorcycles. I was just talking to her about motorcycles. I was talking to her about cars. I was talking to her about my family. I was talking to her about like just diarrhea talking at her. And then I watch her take her phone. She like puts her phone up. And it like does the thing where the screen comes on because she just looked at it. Like I could see there was no messages. And she's like, "Oh, I have to go." And I'm like, "Oh, sorry to hear. I'll walk you home." I walked her home. I gave her like a side hug. Never texted her again. She never texted me again. I was like,
"See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya."
because I was like, at that time I was still so. Like I thought my roommate would come back, or like all like you and
Something to
everybody.
save you.
No. I'm saying I thought you guys were gonna be like, what? You didn't even do anything, so that's why I like brought her back to the room because I was like, I gotta do something, and then I was like, wait, now that it's like crunch time, not a chance. Like I don't want to kiss her, I don't want to touch her, I don't really like her. It's just not,
Then he
You're a little
realized he was,
gross.
he
I was
liked
never
boys.
good at being a like that player guy. I was never good at it. Not good at it.
Gustav.
It was on a night just like tonight. 8 years ago. When I rizzled up Bubs' cheerleading friend.
Hold on. What's
What?
is it the one that I'm thinking of?
Yo.
The one that like everybody knows and she's also kind of a little famous now?
No.
No. Do you
No.
know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't want to just
No.
dox names.
No.
It's
Okay,
not her.
okay. Sorry, continue.
8 years ago. At about this time.
Where's Nick going?
Where are you going?
Where
He's
are you
ripping
going?
ass in the other
Oh,
room.
good. Thank you.
Yo.
Yeah, I was about 15, and I bring home. Well, I pseudo date Bubs' cheerleading friend, and I haven't kissed anyone yet, and she hasn't kissed anyone yet, and we had like a bunch of friends over, and they locked us in here.
In
And
here?
said, in here on a night like this, and said, "You're not coming out until you two kiss."
He said that.
And
to
we
you?
were standing on either like sides of the room, just looking at each other in total terror for
Did you move?
25 minutes.
8 years ago. How old were you?
I was 15. For 20,
You were little Roy's age.
I think it took 22 and a half minutes to land it.
22 and a half, and you're the only two in the room.
And we tried to get out,
yeah.
and they were like blocking the doors and the window.
Really?
Like
20
Like
minutes?
who?
That's not long at all.
20 minutes?
I mean, that was
in
probably
a
the
room
longest
with
20 minutes of
in
your
a
life.
room with the
but
girl just sweating like well
Did you mooch her? You mooched her
had to
to get out.
Had
They
to
were
get
watching
out.
through the windows
yeah
and stuff.
yeah
Oh, that's
first,
so weird.
first kiss by the way
That's really
everyone
weird.
was watching
Camera flashes.
Was it just
Yeah.
like a peck, like a?
yeah
You get after it a little
Okay.
bit.
yeah no it was a peck because it was the most awkward thing I think I've ever done.
everybody watching
all
definitely
of
changes
my
it.
friends and part of my family staring through the window.
Yeah, that's weird.
And
That's
she's
definitely weird.
petrified and I'm petrified. Like this is not natural. This is borderline illegal. What you're doing. Trapping two minors in a room and telling them to kiss each other.
That's kind of fun though.
Ew.
It was horrible for me. It was traumatic. It was traumatic and terrible, and I can't think of anything worse.
I
that
wonder
I've
what
ever
you're
done.
gonna tell your kids one day about that story. They're gonna be like, "Dad, what was your first kiss like?" And Gus is
You
gonna
wanna
be
see?
like,
Yeah.
"We got locked in a room. They
trapped
the
us."
only way out
Yeah.
was to kiss her. And I took her by the head and I kissed her lip."
No.
You're trying to make it sound cool.
I did lather up. My plan was to kiss her,
Oh, you were already thinking about it?
but it wasn't that night. But I did buy some like nice flavored chapstick, some cherry chapstick that I had on hand, and I took it out and I lathered them up, and she watched me lather them up, and that was kind of weird. and then I planted it on her. Wow, that was weird. And then I broke up with her at Myrtle Beach.
Damn. How long after?
Probably a couple months.
Nice.
Okay.
Couple months.
So you were dating her when you kissed her?
It was
one of those
not
things
really,
where, like-
not really. I mean, we were like, do you want to be my boyfriend?
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're 15?
You don't understand. Like, the water was not the same as it is now.
Yeah. Well, you also were homeschooled.
I like how
that
people
makes a
say
big
that.
difference.
People say that though, and they don't understand what that meant. I had the exact same social life as a public schooler. Like, I wasn't trapped in the house all the time. I lived in a huge neighborhood. I had a ton of friends.
So no Riz till 15.
No Riz. I mean, I had Riz though. I had Riz. That was just weird.
I was Rizless from in New Jersey when I was little. I was like making out with girls on the bus when I was like tiny, like because you said the cherry chapstick thing. I remember there was like this slut that would be on the back of the bus. She's, by the way, she's probably like 7. I don't know how old we were. That whore. But she was like, I was like, "What kind of chapstick do you have?" And she's like, "It's watermelon. You want to taste?" And we'd be like kissing each other. It was like just pecks, you know, like just. It wasn't like really making out. And then this one girl in the front of the bus is like showing me her little like private parts.
What?
Yeah, she was was a third grader.
Yeah.
She was a third grader and I was a first grader. And
Okay,
she was
but
like,
that's still.
she's the one who told me about like sex. And then she
In
showed
third
me
grade?
her parts. I was in first
Bro,
grade.
in third.
You were in first grade?
She was in third.
Hold on.
We didn't have sex
You
until
found
5th
out
grade.
you got the birds and the bees on the bus with some chick when you were in first grade?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, she told me all about it. She's like,
Bro,
do you
first
know how
grade is
babies are
6
made?
years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so when we moved, yeah.
Come
And
here,
she
boy.
showed
girls
me.
were,
She
dude.
You
showed
wanna
me
hear
her.
something cool?
She pulled her
Yeah,
pants
what?
out like
I
this.
was like, I want to go to Adventureland.
She made me show her my
Your
wiener.
private parts.
Hold on. All right, let him talk. Because now the
I
story
don't
just
want to
got
know, dude.
interesting.
We need to stop talking about this.
She made
kinda
me
strange.
show her
No,
my
no.
wiener.
What?
She did. She said, because she showed me her like private parts, sort of. She just like pulled her pants out like this, and I was like taking
Nice
a peek because I was like, I was like, no, there's no bush at that age. There's no bush. It's just like barely formed parts. And then she's like, well, now you have to show me yours.
Oh, that's a bait, dude. That's
Tit
a
for
bait.
tat.
And I did because I was like, she's way older.
You got
This,
gas
like-
in the shower.
Yes,
the
ma'am.
rule. That's the rule.
And
Show me yours.
And the thing is, the girl that I really, really liked at the time got off the bus like first stop, and that was her friend. And so I would be sitting with her, and then she would get off, and I would just be there with her older friend, and her older friend would be like, "Show me your little baby wiener."
What'd she say when you showed it to her?
Wow,
That's it.
just like wow, that's so big.
Packing the first
Like wow, I
grade.
can't believe you have a big wiener and you're just a little boy.
Can't believe you got a beanie weenie in there. So
That's
when
insane.
did your teachers tell you about sex ed?
I learned myself.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, did you have an actual like talk ever?
Yeah. I think when I was about 10, But
Okay.
before that, it was Xbox Live.
My God.
That's what I'm talking about. I say about 8. Xbox Live got me knowing a good amount of things.
You're gonna do what to my mom?
Yeah. I do remember saying some stuff to my parents like, "What does this mean?" There's just the N word.
I'm gonna be
This
honest.
guy keeps calling me.
I definitely told a not okay joke to my parents one time. Do you remember a kid named Todd Shorts?
Mm-hmm.
Told me about
Fastest kid in elementary school. Couldn't beat him. No one could.
I could when I tripped him. Younger me was a menace. But he told me about a certain chainsaw joke that involved a word that is not okay to
Run.
say.
Oh.
And I was like, "Hey, Mom, Dad, Stephen and Marie, all in the car with me.
I think everybody's
Listen to
heard that
this joke."
at this point.
And I said it, and they all just turned and looked at me.
Can we hear the joke but without the word?
No, please don't.
I
pull
will
it
not
up.
repeat it.
I'm gonna see
Really?
if I can find a black guy saying it.
I want to hear this.
Justin Bieber said it.
Yes,
Yes,
he did
he
say
did.
it. Yeah,
No way.
I remember seeing that video. He was young. He was like 14 or something when that video came out.
A true American.
He's Canadian.
Oh, shoot.
Got him.
Yeah. I forgot that little scumbag was Canadian.
This is the perfect way to show this joke.
In the brief clip, Justin Bieber can be heard telling a joke, and the punchline is a racial insult.
Father's Day.
What does it mean? That's just straight.
Why are black people afraid of chainsaws?
Don't even say it. Don't say
Run.
Yeah.
You can say motorcycle too.
45-year-old
Damn.
woman.
I
trying to
remember that.
Continue off of the racist joke.
I remember that. Hey, that's not that bad.
You could say
though.
motorcycle either.
He definitely.
That's like the typical Southern grandpa joke.
Yeah, he definitely just heard it from someone else.
Yeah. Told
Like-
me,
like
then I
you
told
did.
my parents.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy how you just go up to your parents after someone says something to you and you're just like, hey, listen to this.
Yeah, check this thing out.
Yeah.
It's like an extended game of telephone.
Yeah. But the little kid always gets it perfect.
I told my mom. I said, hey, you know, this girl on the bus told me that if you want to have a baby, you have to put your you-know-whats together. And my mom's face went like white because I was 7.
Your you-know-what?
Yeah, that's what she told
Yeah,
me. She said before parents can have a baby, they have to put their you-know-whats together. So my 7-year-old brain, I remember this pretty clearly because it was so shocking to me. The vision in my head was that the mom was pregnant, and before she could like give birth, the parents had to hold them in a vicinity like NFC
Oh.
and get it to like unlock. And then,
Oh,
like,
okay,
not
gotcha.
even touching, just like
Yeah,
putting
like
it
a
together.
Call of Duty game, you gotta wait for the progress
she
bar
said-
to complete.
Yeah.
She said they have to put their you-know-whats together. So in my head, they're just like holding them together, like close, not even like all the way together.
You
And
gotta
like,
wait for 'em to charge up.
and then the mom can just give birth. The mom can, then she can give the birth.
Docking.
That's 100% what I thought. So I told my mom, and I was like, you know, that I want to know if this thing is true about how parents need to put their you-know-whats together before they can, you know, have a baby. And I'm thinking about it in this like totally different way. My mom's like, Dad will talk to you sometime soon. I'm not going to.
My parents told me it was a magic kiss.
Yeah.
I thought they came out the belly button.
I thought it came out the feet.
What? What? The feet? I've never
Let me
heard that
explain.
before.
Let me explain.
I don't know
You
if you
have
could
to.
explain that.
So
The feet?
The
When
feet
I was a
people
kid-
going crazy right now.
Yes! Oh! Yes!
They're jacking off right now.
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
What we've been waiting for.
Let me explain. So when I was a kid, my mom used to watch all those like Teen Mom shows and all this shit like that, right?
16 and pregnant.
Yeah, exactly. So they can't obviously show the birth on TLC. So whenever you see the camera, it looks like it comes from their feet.
Oh.
So my entire childhood until I was, I don't know, maybe like 10, 11, when I just figured it out myself or school taught me, I thought that babies came from chicks' feet.
Oh my god.
My dad gave me a whole talk when I was 7. Like when we were moving to North Carolina, and my mom was driving like the car, and my dad had a U-Haul and was like bringing a bunch of stuff. And he's like, "Tyler, you ride with me." I'm like, "Why?" Well, I wasn't like upset about it. I was just like, "Why?" He's like, "No reason." And then he's like, "So I heard that your friend on the bus is telling you some stuff about, babies being born." Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, she's saying they put their you-know-whats together." He's like, "Do you think I remember this like vividly." He's like, "Do you think it's true?" And I like thought about it for a while. I was like, "Is he trying to give me a trick question?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "It is." He's like, "It's true." And then he gave me this whole talk. I was like, "Oh gosh." I was too young to be like, I wasn't upset. I wasn't embarrassed. I was so young that I was like, "Interesting. Thanks for telling me."
I remember like feeling super awkward about it, and then going to my friends, be like, "Guess what I found out? Guess what I got?
I got the intel."
Yeah.
This is gonna change our summer.
I'm like, really? Oh, really?
Grody, Dad.
Yeah.
Ew.
Nate, listen to this, dude. I called him.
Call Nate up.
You will never believe how you make a baby.
We wiener them, dude.
You
Nate
put the
thinks you just
beanie
whack 'em
weenie
with it.
in the stove.
Let it cook.
No, the birds and the bees is always a funny one. Everybody has something different or some weird way that they found out.
Funny. I remember this kid on the playground. I was such a little narc, kind of like. I was that kid who was like so into rules it wasn't even funny. And there was this one kid on the playground. I remember catching him telling people about that, like telling people about how kids were made. And I was like, "You cannot tell them that." I'm like, their parents need to tell them that. I'm like the most just horrible little kid, just insufferable friend.
Because remember, like in 5th grade, the principal came into the class while we were doing sex ed and said, "You cannot tell the lower grades about this."
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I got in trouble almost for doing like making that sexual thing for Gregory.
Say what?
Oh.
Whoops.
I remember this.
Do you
story.
remember that?
Uh-huh.
In elementary school, I think I was in like anywhere between like 3rd and 5th grade. I had lunch with this kid named Gregory, and I was just, showing off for like, there was a bunch of girls and it was me and Gregory. Gregory is like this little like kind of almost chubby black kid, and I'm like the little skinny white kid, and we're both kind of like trying to over show off for the girls around us. Like we're trying to outdo each other every day. And I'm like talking to Gregory, and he brought up Selena Gomez or something. I'm like, "Oh, Selena Gomez? I know Selena Gomez." And he's like, "No, you don't." I'm like, "Yeah, I do." I'm like, "I can like get you a coupon to hang out with her. I know a guy." And he's like, "No, you don't. That doesn't make any sense." And I'm like, I'll get one for you tomorrow." I go home. I'm thinking about this all day. All day. I type up this thing. It's like on my computer. I'm typing up like 1 hour. It's like coupon. And then it's like 1 hour with Selena Gomez. And then I just added to the end because I was like really thinking it would be like kind of like romantic. I wasn't even thinking about it like sex. I said in her bed at the end. And I printed it out and I cut it out so it's like a little coupon. It just says 1 hour with Selena Gomez in her bed. and I bring it to lunch, and I give it to Gregory. I slide it across to Gregory. Gregory tells the lunch lady about it.
Barbara, listen to this.
And the principal comes over to the table, and I'm committed to the bit. So he's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, I have a friend that knows Selena Gomez." And then I pull up, I like give him like the finger like to come over, like the little like inch in the finger over, and I'm like, "I made this. I don't actually know Selena Gomez."
Yeah.
Like, because I thought me and the principal were tight, you know? And he's like...
Because you're a little narc. You're his little, like, slave.
Yeah. And so I'm just telling him this. Mr. Domenico, awesome dude. And I go home that day because I knew it was kind of weird. Like, the situation didn't feel right. Like, the principal coming over about a joke I did. And I told my parents, I was like, yeah, like, I made this thing. It's like a coupon to spend time with Selena Gomez. In her bed. And they're like, my mom's like, you did what? And I'm like, yeah, like, you know, it's like romantic. Like, it was a joke. She's like, okay. She kind of was just at that point like, what's Tyler doing? And then the next day I get called to the principal's office. And Mr. Domenico is like, Tyler, you know that you can't be making stuff like that. Like, you can't be writing stuff like that. He's like, did you write that? I was like, yeah, of course I did. I thought it was funny. And he's like, you can't be doing that. That's like inappropriate. And I was like, oh, I'm like so sorry. And he's like, I'm going to have to call your mom about it. And I was like, you don't have to. And he's like, why? I'm like, I already told her about it. And he's like, yeah, but did you? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, but I'm going to call her just in case to see if you did. I'm like, there's literally no reason to. I already told her. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to call her anyway. And he calls her. And she's like, hello. He puts her on speaker. She's like, hello. And he's like, so Tyler's saying he told you about a little thing he wrote for Gregory. And she's like, yeah, he did. Like, she's totally on my side. And he's like, he did? And we're both like, yeah. At the same time. And he's like, well, I just needed to tell you that. Like, he's a good kid. He does whatever. He's doing all the, like, he was, like, happy. Like, I feel like I won. Like, I was like, checkmate, Mr. Domenico. And then I go home and my mom reams me. She's so mad. Like, on the phone, she had my back in front of Mr. Domenico because she was trying to, like, you know, she's on my side. But as soon as I got home, she was furious with me. She was so mad at me.
Why though? You already told her what you did.
She was just so embarraed that she got called by the principal.
Yeah.
And so like, but I was like, I was so happy. I walked out of the principal's office, and then I saw Gregory walking in. Gregory got suspended.
What?
I don't think
he tried to use the coupon.
He didn't. Gregory got suspended for like 3 days.
My God.
I think he just didn't handle his meeting as well as I did.
He must have said some shit.
Yeah. Oh, that was elementary school there. It was so funny. Do you remember Gregory?
I remember Gregory. Do you remember Evan? I think it was Evan W.
Big guy. He was big. Not like big like fat, like big like...
He was annoying as shit. All I remember is we had gone on a field trip somewhere, and of course it was like some fucking plantation, because I remember that was the one where we learned what the cotton machine was. The cotton gin was. And my dad was a, what's it called?
White.
He was one of the guardians.
Chaperone.
And it was me and Evan in the group, and we were in that group, and my dad, he's not a talker.
Yeah.
Unless like he's talking to people that like talking about what he likes.
Yeah.
And like a few weeks later, me and Evan were getting into it at the lunch table. And that motherfucker would not shut up. He would not shut up. He was getting on my nerves. So I took one of the mandarin oranges, just like a little slice off my cafeteria tray. I just hucked it at him, bounced it off his cheek. And he started crying and like called to the principal. And I went to the principal's office and they called like home and talked about it. And I went home and my mom was getting mad at me. And she looked over at my dad for support and he was like, to be fair. He was in the group that I chaperoned on this field trip. And all I'm saying is that boy was annoying. He was annoying. He shouldn't have thrown the orange at him, but he definitely deserved it.
No, your mom would get mad when we would mess up. Yeah. It was so funny.
I was in the principal's office all the time.
The funniest thing ever is in high school when we had like snuck a bunch of alcohol.
She still talks about that. She literally
really?
talked about it the other day.
We had gotten like this alcohol and we had this like bottle. What was it? We had a couple beers, like a 6-pack worth of beers. And we had a bottle of Jack.
A tiny bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And you got a beer that you didn't like because it literally tasted like tomato soup.
Yeah.
And so you poured the bottle out into the empty Jack Daniels bottle for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just being stupid.
And then you hid it next to the mattress that was just laying on the floor in that little divot in the room by the window.
I just put it under his bed.
Not the bed that I sleep on, but just the extra mattress that was in the room.
Where the old TV used to be?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I think Marie moved into a new place and she needed
the
that mattress. So my mom and Mark went in there and they grabbed the mattress. And of course, and when they pulled it out and there was just like a Jack Daniels bottle full of a brown liquid behind it in the corner. First thing they did was come to me and was like, why are you hiding whiskey in your room? I'm like, Mom, you're not going to believe this. But when I tell you that's not whiskey, but that's tomato beer, I am not lying. She said that doesn't fucking matter anyways, because like
it's
at
still
the end
beer.
of the day,
It's
where
still
did the
alcohol.
whiskey that in the bottle went?
Yeah. Oh, she would get so mad. It was so funny. But we would all go over there because she was so nice to us and just so mad at you. Oh, it's so funny.
You know, so I had an old Xbox, like the old Xbox One, still at my mom's house, and I don't use it anymore because I got the new one upgraded. But like it's just like in one of the drawers of like the dresser in my old room, and it was like Sam went over because he was getting it for his mom because she's kind of like homebound.
He got her an Xbox?
He was going to get her something because she's kind of stuck at home.
I don't think she's playing Xbox much.
But she wanted to play some games.
All right, well.
And I was like, well, you know, I just got an old Xbox that I'm not going to use, so you can just take that and you can get some games on it or whatever. But he went over there to pick up the Xbox, and Mark didn't even recognize him. He was like, hey.
Can I help you?
Can I help you?
That's
what are you doing in my garage?
That's so funny. Because I was over there not too long ago, and they were all like, hey, have this motorcycle gear. Like,
Yep.
Miss you, Tyler.
He was just like, who the fuck are you?
And I can picture Sam's reaction, too. He's just like, what? What do you mean? I'm Sam. Don't you remember me? Ding dong ditching.
Oh, the ding dong ditching. Did you hear about
Three
the ding dong
Hispanics
ditching
in a
story?
Honda Odyssey.
So, this is back when we were all just so retarded. And someone brings up, like, well, we should go ding dong ditching. And I was trying to rizz up this one girl that was in our group because I was so horny. And she was the only girl that was
semi-attractive.
Like, yeah, semi-attractive. And so I was like trying to rizz her up. I was like, you can come in my truck with me. Because she was like, I don't really want a ding-dong ditch. And I was like, me neither. It's kind of beneath me. And I was like rizzing her up. And we were just following. And Nick had a Honda Odyssey. So everyone was in the Odyssey with the door open. Just like running. Everyone would run out of the door. Ding-dong ditch. Run back in the Odyssey. And Nick would just drive to the next house. And then do the next house.
Didn't have my after nines yet. Barely
Risking
had
it all.
I had 4 people in the van with me, and it was 10 p.m. without my after nines.
That's risky business.
And my mom was an avid follower of the nextdoor.com. And she saw a post on there. It was like some lady had posted on the chat. She had like an infant as her profile picture. So like, I don't know what an infant is doing utilizing nextdoor.com anyways. But she had said, it was like, I had just witnessed 3 young Hispanic, possibly white males walk up to my neighbor's house, banging on their door, running back into their silver gray Honda Odyssey and just race off. I'm like, first of all, we went up and used the doorbell. And 2, we drove off at like 20 miles an hour.
Which is so funny.
And they said that the infant saw it. The claim was that the infant saw it. What?
She said her daughter saw it.
She said my infant daughter, didn't she?
I don't even know.
It was something insane.
My daughter told me.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny because she said she saw
And then
us.
Nick had to go home because she posted on Nextdoor app, and then his mom read Nextdoor app and was like, Nick is being a bad boy.
She called me while I was in the van with everyone still, and like everybody in the van, all they heard was like, yeah, okay. I was like, guys, I gotta go home.
That was the funniest thing ever.
Oh my god. Crazy times.
We were all delinquents at one point.
I think it's
some more than
necessary.
others. Some for sure. Like some kids were just absolute demons.
I think the worst thing I ever did in elementary school was there was this one kid, because I would always have like a pack of gum or something in my backpack.
Yeah.
And there was this one kid that every fucking day at lunch would always just try and fiend off one of my pieces of gum. And it was the green like 5 gum, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What it feels like to chew 5 gum.
Yeah.
Yo.
So we had recently gotten hibachi, and we had the wasabi left in the fridge in the little to-go container. So my ass was like, all right, this wasabi is the same exact color as this 5 gum. So I took a little bit on a little butter knife and I spread it on the piece of gum.
Oh.
Put it back onto
that's devious.
into the pack, and then the next day at lunch when the kid asked me for a piece of gum, I gave him it, and he never asked for another piece of gum.
What it feels to chew 5 gum.
I made a kid eat the urinal cake. I don't know if I'd never said that on the pod before.
I think so, yeah.
Did?
The last one.
Yeah, I made him eat the
So
urinal cake.
funny. Tyler
They're
was the
delicious.
master
I mean, they
manipulator.
are cakes.
Yeah, I was like, it's cake. It literally says cake.
Who do you think you are?
We almost had another caller, but he's being fruity.
Who was it? I see
CM. He said, shit, I missed it. And I said, didn't miss it yet. He didn't reply.
When was this? How long ago?
This was like a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
I'll call him. This will be our last little segment here.
Okay.
And we'll Stop doing it. Okay, Nick. Sorry. Your access is denied.
See ya.
Security clearance gone.
Kitty likes that.
Ooh, 3 rings. Low chance he answers. Chandler.
Your SMS.
What?
Your SMS notification will
Whoa.
include your number, 84. You may enter a different number now, or press the pound sign to send your SMS notification.
Pound sign?
Your SMS has been sent. Thank you for calling. Goodbye.
I don't know what I did.
Never heard of someone that have SMS notifications set up instead of voicemail.
Oh my gosh. He texted me, he missed it, and then he didn't call, and then he didn't answer.
Whoops.
Well, guys, I think that clears it out. We got 1 call. Thanks, Nick, for your idea. I might do that some more nights where I'll just post it when we start it, and then I'll delete it when we get done with it. I gotta say, I think it was a good episode. It's probably the longest episode we've done in a long time.
That's just facts.
It's been 2 hours, 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's a,
Turn Nick back on.
that's a longer boy.
Oh, yeah, Nick, sorry. Here. Wait, no, I put him back on. No, I didn't. Yeah, you've been off.
I'm really loud.
Yes.
This cat is crushing your keyboard.
Yeah, she likes to type stuff. I think we got into some good stuff. We went over a lot of good topics, and we had a good time. And the best I can say now.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, that's all I can ask for. And I think if anybody has any closing remarks, you got like 20 seconds to say it.
Give some questions. I want to hear some cool questions answered.
Give questions?
Yeah.
Oh, in the comments, yeah,
section,
drop some questions. I like that idea. And
do you look at the Spotify comments? Because I noticed there was one that I listened to on Spotify, and it's
comments.
I did not
it was
know
like
you could do that.
leave a comment like, what did you think of it? If the creators like it, they might post it for everyone to see. And one of them I had left a comment on. Nothing special, but I'm guessing y'all never saw it.
I don't even know how to see it. I don't even know how to see it.
It's interesting.
I'll try. I'll try and log
I literally
in.
just said something like WPod, gentlemen.
Okay. I'll look into that. I might also try and put some questions on the. I might also try and put some questions on the Instagram. Have like people being able to post questions to the Instagram. We can answer them on the podcast. Because I like that idea of posting like the number to the Instagram and stuff.
It's not going back.
It might go back.
You gotta get like a track phone specifically for the podcast, so that you're not you're not giving out your personal information. You can have one specifically for the podcast. People
Right
can
now,
call into.
Or do like
Get
a
a
Theo Vaughn
landline.
hotline.
Get a landline.
Hit the landline. Well, the thing that's good about it now is that there's not a lot of people that follow the Instagram, but it's gonna get worse and worse.
Yeah.
All right, because all these shorts are doing like a lot of views.
Yeah, definitely keep it up with the shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people are definitely more interested in the reels than.
Yeah.
That's how you hook
that's
people.
all people scroll now.
Yeah.
It's like that's the best way to get people.
Yeah.
Seeing your stuff, because I mean, imagine think about it. How many reels do you think one person scrolls through in a day?
My number is embarrassing. It's like 30,000 a day. It's something just insane. I've got to delete Instagram and YouTube and stuff this week.
You know
I've
what
got
you
to
should
do like
do?
a dopamine detox this
I've
week.
set a timer like through my settings on the apps, but I keep ignoring
Mine's
it. I
on
say
there.
15 more
Yeah.
minutes.
I say
15 more
I
minutes.
say turn it off for the day.
I do that after 3
Yeah.
times of doing 15 more minutes.
Come on, guys. What's the whole big key to this podcast?
Scroll reels.
Discipline.
And that's true.
Discipline.
Yeah, I'm
And that's-
disciplined
Come on,
and I
Gus, tell
continue scrolling even when I feel
Discipline.
like I should stop. I keep going because it's the
The discipline.
the harder
Yeah,
path. It's what I've trained for. My thumb muscles are
thumb
massive.
discipline. The carpal tunnel is seeking in.
Low-key think I might have carpal tunnel.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for
That's it.
listening. Tune in next week. Tune in last week. Goodbye.